feelings. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Bottom, aggressive news show with Let's Be SRM. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn, along with Tracy Carson of Tracy Media and Mafia. Get out your coffee, get out your midnight snacks, because we will be going into the Saturday morning because Theus Robinson is back. So let's go.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. I got an echo. Who's echo?
No, don't hear one.
Oh, I still hear one.
Theus is rusty. Yeah.
Hey, Tracy. How you doing?
All right.
Marlon,
How's
kinda
everybody
seemed like you didn't remember his
doing?
name for a second.
How's everybody doing this fine Saturday night?
I'm good, man. I spent the first half of the day just kicking it with the youngest, so that was awesome. We went to Tracy. You'll love this. We went down to the local theater, and we watched. It was a science show thing for kids, but it was really entertaining, a lot of fun. And then we went to my favorite Mexican restaurant from some years ago. Then we went to the park, and she walked her dad for a while. So
Oh, that sounds so cool.
yeah.
Tracy,
Then I
how's
came home
everything
and went to
going?
sleep.
I'm starting a GoFundMe account. I if you guys don't follow me, well, you guys do, but those who follow me on Facebook know, I ran over a pothole, and not only did it take my tire out, it took my rim out also.
God, dog.
Yeah, so I'm seriously thinking about starting a GoFundMe fund. I'm like, where?
Have you had the vehicle looked at to know that it's just the tire and rim?
Yes.
Okay, because if it is just the tire and rim, you can get a rim from the used car. I mean, from like the salvage yard. That way, you'll get a wheel for maybe $75.
The tire was destroyed. No, the whole thing was gone. It was gone.
No, hear me out. So when you hit a pothole, it can be more than just the tire and the wheel. If that's the case, now you're looking at damages it could be as much as $1,000, even though it doesn't look like much. So that's why I asked if you had it looked at. So you'll know if it messed with your suspension. If it messed with your suspension, file a claim with your insurance company. If you have collision, pay your deductible, keep it pushing. But understand your premium is going to go up. But if it's just the wheel, go to the salvage yard. Every community's got one somewhere nearby. Get you a rim. I mean, it's not a rim. Get a wheel. It's called a wheel. Get you a wheel. Cost you less than $100. Then get your tire.
See, if I had only known that before I dropped the tire off to the place where I'm having it repaired, did not know that.
What, they're repairing the tire?
No, they're just replacing the whole thing, rim and tire.
How much they charge? Oh no, we live. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But if it's only going to run you $200-300 altogether, is what it is.
Who's got $200 or $300 just laying rent?
I feel you, but I'm saying that's better.
Yeah, I'm just like, where is it coming from?
I'm saying
But
it's better than,
this falls into that category of what choice you have.
Take the bus.
Oh, at least you got a bus line.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm out here.
I got a bus near me, but it's a couple.
Yeah,
of
I'm starting to
blocks
go
down
fund
the
the
road,
account. I'm very seriously considered. I'm like, okay.
All right, let's see.
But besides that, I do got the donut on the tire. That only cost me $20 to get it on. I don't know how to do anything with cars, so I just went right across the street. It's a car repair place, like literally right across the street from where I live at.
Okay, so what? I know it's like hard for me to say this, because I'm sitting way over here in Georgia. But now that the crisis is past you, people who are out there, if you're not familiar with how to change your tire, YouTube University, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, we're gonna be watching it real.
Because I swear.
No, but see, it had this lock on it. I was like, no, wait a minute, I'm not gonna try it. Nope.
I definitely.
I taught my wife how to change a tire, and the funny thing about it is she still won't. But
thank you.
The deal is, I would rather her say that she won't than she don't know how to. Because if push come to shove, she'll change it. Like, that's a lot better than push come to shove. She can do it compared to, I just don't know what I'm doing.
It was only $20. I was like, okay, that's
no.
cool.
I feel you. Where we're coming from, Tracy, is at least I'm assuming, because I'm very overprotective. So
yeah,
having to wait for a tow service that can be 2 and 3 hours.
Oh no, I didn't wait for a tow service. I just drove it right across the street.
Oh,
you was in the vicinity of a place.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally, when I say across the street from where I live at, I mean literally across, like me turned into it and then parked the car. That's what. Right, and no, that lock wasn't coming off of it either, so nope.
Oh, I have my. Oh, that's the other thing, Marlon. I promise I'll shut up on this point. Folks out there, your car comes with a jack. right?
Yeah, it does.
And it comes with a little lug wrench. It always sucks. Get you your own lug wrench. I have an SUV, and the lug wrench is like that long. You can't do anything with it.
Be honest with you, get your own jack too. Because I done seen some. I done seen some.
Who's gonna put that big old jack? The one they took out, I'm like, that
it's not that. I have literally seen
has.
jacks. I have literally changed the tire on my daughter because she had got a flat tire. I put the jack under there. I started pumping the thing up. It came almost to the end of pumping up, and the tire was this far off the ground. So I'm still working.
And because I'm trying to get there.
If I put the new tire on this, I get you a new.
Oh, I know now.
Well, that's what you got us for.
Yeah, and of course our city, nothing. And of course our city doesn't reimburse. We don't reimburse for potholes anymore. Thanks, Joe. Our mayor's named Joe Hoxett, so I'm like, thanks, Joe.
Yeah, make sure you specify which Joe.
Yeah, we have
ours is Hoxett.
Hello, Mickey. Hello. Tracy. Mickey, I will be showing you the video that you sent me on the show because I think it was totally hilarious and correct. Completely correct. I had to learn to change a tire when I got my first car at 16. I changed quite a few. Yeah.
These newer cars, I'm like, that little wheel was locked in there. I mean, even the guy couldn't get it. He had to go get a wrench and like pry it out. Then I'm like, okay, see, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
I completely understand. There were many a times I just stuck it on there to make sure that it wouldn't come off. And I got to jumping on the other end. I get it. I don't know who the Hercules people that be putting these things on, but
use a gun.
Yeah, I know. They use the gun to put it on.
They use a gun, which is terrible because that's what happened to me. I'm taking my daughter to her band recital because I missed the first one, going to the second one, flat tire pulling into the parking lot. So I missed the second one too. But I couldn't get the stupid because the lug wrench was like 4 inches long. What do you do with that?
Couldn't get no leverage.
Right? So I'm sitting here just getting annoyed with it. My dad, because my parents are amazing parents. My parents are amazing. My dad always shows up without being called. I'm an hour and a half from where he lives. He pulls up and comes over and helps me get this stupid lug off the car. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
So there you go. That's the first hour of auto repair. So we're going to move on to our main topic. So let's get this party started. All right, so we got a pretty good bunch of people watching. So don't forget to hit that like button down below. Really help us out in the long run. So we're going to go ahead and get started with, you know how I work it. I work from the heavy down to the light stuff. So we're going to get the heavy stuff out of the way.
Windshield washer fluid. No.
You miss them, didn't you? You miss them, didn't you? So I'm gonna bring up the title right now. 3 men plead guilty in a white supremacy terror plot to disrupt the power grid to trigger a race war. And what this is about, as we expected, is 3 men who met on a right-wing social media website, decided that they're going to attack power grids. Now, I don't understand their logic. I understand what the plot is. I get that. I get what their reasoning for doing it. I get that. I don't understand how. But I'll let you know on the other side of this video. So here's a little more into what's going on.
Three men have pleaded guilty to federal charges of conspiring now to attack U.S. power grids in a racially motivated plot.
The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Ohio says one of those men is from Columbus. That man is 20-year-old Christopher Cook. In 2019, court documents show Cook met with Jonathan Frost in an online chat group. Frost shared the idea of attacking Power Grid with Cook, and within weeks, the two began efforts to recruit others for an armed attack at regional power substations across the U.S. The third person pleading guilty in this case is Jackson Sawall. Assistant Attorney General Matthew Olson says the three men engaged in a disturbing plot, all in the name of white supremacy. Each of the men face a maximum penalty of 15 years in prison.
So to put a little more story on this, just to show you how serious this is, and I'm using quotes because I don't know if they would actually did or not. The three men plan to kill themselves with suicide necklaces containing fentanyl, the powerful synthetic opiate, if law enforcement came upon them before they were successful, prosecutors said. When police instigated a traffic stop on Sowell and Cook in Ohio before they could carry out key aspects of their plan, Sowell took his portion of the fentanyl but survived. So these guys got together, plotted to destroy, to attack power grids around the United States, and they was going to start in Ohio. And they're going as far as a suicide pact if they get caught. So, like terrorists, you know, the ones that we've been calling terrorists for years, and they're doing the same thing here. Okay, so my question is that I can't understand is how would them attacking the power grids start a race war? Because as far as I know,
that wasn't me.
Yeah, I know. I live down the street from a fire station, so let's just keep it going.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'm about to click off like, dang, I ain't supposed to tell this story. Damn, it's in the news and everything.
Tracy got the feds watching.
As far as I know, every race, creed, color, religion, or whatever, use electricity in some kind of capacity, in pretty much probably all the same capacities. So how would this start a race war? So Tracy, I'll start with you.
Oh, you just had to start with me first. Okay, so these three geniuses, and I'm using the genius as sarcastically as I can. Did they really, really think that this dumb idea of theirs was going to work? I don't know who were the stupid ones. Which one of the three was the dumbest? Like, who sits here and thinks, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop the blacks, the Mexicans, the Chinese. I'll put out the power grid. Sure, my power will be out, but so will theirs. I can't with people no more. The United States of America makes me sick. That's all I have, because I can't with people like this anymore.
And this is why I started with you, Tracy. Theus?
No, I mean, hey, you know, so I think they'll get maybe 5 years. Maybe. And that's because one, our justice system works that way. And then two, the plan is stupid. And then your way of avoiding accountability was not an explosive device. It was not shoot yourself in the head. It was, let's have a fentanyl necklace so we'll die by overdose if the police come to get us. Okay, now.
Hold on. And you noticed one thing, though. Did you notice that it was three men?
Only one of them did it.
Only one of them agreed.
Only one of them went through.
Two men agreed. One man was for real. So
I'm just on that end, and then also I think that as comical as this is, like the underwear bomber was, it's still part of the larger issue. You have white supremacist ideology, which will always be contending with, but you also have white supremacists and their adjacent communities that actually function as cells and clubs and groups, and they're becoming more activated. So this one was the FBI apparently had already infiltrated. They were already monitoring. They already knew what to do. So they came and interrupted before they could do anything. They just need to have them in motion so that they could actually have some charges to put on them. So these are people who are never going to get it done anyway. But that's the low end of the spectrum. There's also Timothy McVeigh level white supremacists out there that are being activated. So I take this in as they're part of this overarching situation that we have, and our community is well, we've always been at war, but it's different now.
They're really trying to escalate this the best they have. And I want y'all to keep in mind about something here too. Christopher Cook, 20. Jonathan Allen Forrest, 24. And Jackson Matthew Thorwell, 22. So we're not talking about old cutting their ways type white supremacy. We're talking about these young coming up in the groups and decide to start making their name here and now. So we need to stop looking at Uncle what's a name and Grandpa such and such and everybody else that we portray as the old time white supremacy, good old boys network type people. No, we're talking about college students or college age students.
Well, it's even more than that. I mean, we also have to keep an eye on the 30, 40, 50-year-olds. I mean, those are the ones who just murdered Ahmaud Arbery. Those are the ones who are in uniform and murdered George Floyd. You know what I mean? So it's like, got to keep an eye on them too. But it's the fighting age young men. It's the ones who are in the military right now getting critical training. They serve their 4 to 6 years and then they come home with that training to put it to work in their ideology. You have this stuff has infiltrated the special operations forces. That's already broken in the news, even though it's like it popped up and then it got real quiet. Like military, like, oh, we're fixing it.
That's out of embarrassment, but yeah, go ahead.
But these are the most supremely trained young white men. And they're trained to look normal. They're not all 6'4" Stone Cold Steve Austin big dudes. A lot of them look like your normal guy. And they're well trained and they're on a diet of hate. Good luck.
And Mickey, I thought that too. They'll find a way to blame it on BLM, Latino, the Asian community. I thought about that too. Last year, the DHS announced that white supremacy group was the largest terrorist threat to the country, and they identified over 1,000 of them.
And that's an underestimate.
That we know of.
Not individuals.
Yeah, because we're not talking about Splinter. We're not talking about the 1,000 is the groups. They're not counting splinter cells. They're not counting the ones who done split off into.
Yeah, they got mad at the other group, so they split up because they was like, "No, you're not racist enough, so let's split off and be our own group."
I wonder if one of those groups is listed as a NYPD or LAPD. That'd be interesting. Of course, they're not on the list. Should be.
I ain't got nothing to say about that.
Or Minnesota. Good gracious, Minnesota. Could you
Could we actually
holiday?
put the whole state of Minnesota on the list?
Yeah, I was gonna say Minnesota.
We literally just put the whole state on the list.
Can you just stop for a while?
Not the sale, the whole state of Minnesota.
You're giving the South a pass, Minnesota. You're giving the South a pass.
You're making us look better, at the very least.
Alabama sitting here like, hey, we're not Minnesota.
We gotta step our game up. We're losing to Minnesota. They got winter 11 months out of the year. We can't do nothing about that.
Alabama, like, we won't let them vote and we won't let them work, but they ain't killing them as fast.
Legislation.
Yeah, put more stuff on paper. That'll fix it.
Whenever things go bad, they'll legislate. They'll find a way. Good luck, Alabama. You're still number one racist to me.
I don't know, Mississippi and Georgia.
Mississippi and Georgia.
Yeah, but they always been on the list, though. Come on, that's the low hanging fruit. Come on, that's like South Carolina. I mean, come on, they're low hanging.
Hey, wait a minute, you forgetting about Texas? Don't sleep on Texas. Don't sleep on Texas.
Missouri's
Midwest.
Okay, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, South Carolina. For a while, it was North Carolina. I don't know what the heck happened to us that we just.
No, y'all bad too. Because the moment the Supreme Court
broke
down the Voting Rights Act, North Carolina was the first one at the courthouse.
I don't know because I take that back because I'm still trying to figure out how they all upset with Caldwell, and I always wanted to look at them and go, but y'all let them in. So
yeah, y'all letting them.
What y'all getting pissed off about? Y'all literally let him in.
Y'all sleeping on Texas, and you sleeping on Florida.
I'm not sleeping on Texas.
2 of the most racist states in the country.
The young man see you volunteering.
Yeah, but these young men have always known that they don't have the same level of consequence. Like, there's a certain air of freedom that you have when you can walk in plain sight and not be questioned.
Understand
it's
something.
Different kind of thing. It's wild.
Y'all may not like what I'm about to say, but y'all know I don't work in absolute. White people are born into freedom. Minorities earn it. And even after we earn it, we still don't get it.
Well, I twist that just a little bit because I think everyone is born free. Everyone is born free. The difference is you black and you born, they start taking them freedoms away.
Except for they sure know how to collect taxes.
We're all coming into the world free. But then immediately upon birth, they be like, yeah, I'm going to take that and I'm going to take that. And let's give Luke, you want a little extra? Or you can have a little extra.
Yeah, we ain't even gonna talk about the cops that try to get the little kid to lie. Hey, Anna.
Get well soon.
I appreciate you listening, but if you're not up to it, that no problem. I understand. Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about the police. I can't remember what city it's in, so pick one.
And there's one state, the great state of Indiana. Don't look past us.
Look, America. Malcolm X told you, stop talking about the South. As long as you south of the Canada border, you're south. Stop talking about the South. America got a problem.
Oh, and by the way, Mickey, yeah, the two biggest gangs, and I've been saying this for years, the two biggest gangs in the United States is the NYPD and the LAPD. Are the two biggest gangs in the United States. Not the Crips, not the Bloods, or whoever you want. Those are the two biggest gangs who are well funded
and keep getting more money.
And keep getting more money.
The Fraternal Order of Police Kingpin organization.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not overlooking them. All right, let's move on. So
Marlon just made all the police mad.
So what?
Marlon just made all the police mad.
Yeah, I was gonna be mad anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, might as well keep going then. I'm gonna get thrown into jail. I'm gonna earn it. But my next story ain't got nothing to do with that. So here goes the fun. I should have put this in last week's show when I was doing the gaslighting thing. I apologize. I completely and utterly missed it. When I started looking through my records again online, I came across this and I went, dang, how in the world did I forget this? And I think we talked about it. I don't think we actually saw the video. So this is the nomination for the Surgeon General of Florida. And I think we were talking about it when I said this is the guy who was asked a simple question and he went all around Robbins Bend trying to answer it and he never answered it. So the Democrats in the House in Florida just left. So I did find the video. So here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
I believe that vaccines in fighting against a pandemic like COVID-19 are effective.
You recognize?
Thank you for your question, Senator. So, again, I would say that the question is a scientific one, and it's one that is answered with data. So, the question is informed by data on specific outcomes and specific therapies. So that's the scientific question.
Mr. Chair, just a couple more follow-ups. Just a yes or no. Do vaccines work in fighting against COVID-19? Yes or no?
You recognize?
Senator, I as a scientist, I am compelled to answer the scientific question, and I'd be happy to answer any specific scientific question that you have related to vaccines and COVID-19.
Scientifically, do the vaccines work against preventing COVID-19? Yes or no?
Recognized.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Senator. So, yes or no questions are not that easy to find in science. So I understand. I think I have better clarity about your question at this point. So what I would say is that the most commonly used vaccines in the United States, which would be the Pfizer product and the product that was developed by Moderna, have been shown to have relatively high effectiveness for the prevention of hospitalization.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Leader Book, you're recognized for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Not for a question, for a statement.
Okay.
Quite frankly, we have an extreme amount of respect for this process, you, Mr. Chair, and the Senate. However, we don't feel that we're getting any answers met, and we know that there is a long agenda today with a lot of bills. And so the Florida Senate Democrats are in this committee now are going to abstain, walk out, and come back when we have more business to attend to.
Okay, so to clean up something, Anna, I see your question and we'll answer it before we go on our first break. First of all, the guy was given an out after listening to it right here. The guy was given an out, and you so corrupt-minded, you didn't even catch it to even use it. Because the lady slipped up and said, does the COVID vaccine prevent COVID? The answer is no. Does not prevent you from catching it. And they never said it was. They said this will greatly lessen the effects of COVID. Now, let's go play stupid like he was trying to play. So scientifically, that has been proven. Millions times over. But no, you want to play this as a scientist. I only answer scientific questions, which you have proven that's a lie, because that was a scientific question and you didn't answer it. you was trying to blatantly work your way out of it, that you missed a layup right there to actually look smart and go, no, Senator, the vaccine is not used to prevent COVID. But no, you whiffed that because you was thank you for the question. Thank you again for the question and all this other bull crap that you was trying to do. Gaslighting 101. So I don't have a specific question, things. I just want your take on it.
I mean, that's like classic survival training, right? So first you try to hide, then you try to evade, then you try to resist, and then you fight. It's like, I might have had those a little bit out of order, but it's whatever they teach you in the military for withstanding being a prisoner of war. And this guy, he figured, I can't run, but I can try to evade. And I don't know about anybody else, but his tie was incredibly distracting. I had a hard time. The tie was distracting. I'm sorry. And then the fumble bum situation where I'm like, I'm a scientist, and I can answer a scientific question, but I can't answer your question unless it's scientific. Oh, I don't know. All right, bro.
Tracy.
What's wrong with the state of Florida? Seriously. First is this guy, then the coach of the Miami Dolphins. When somebody asks you a question and you don't want to answer it, just say, I don't want to answer it. Don't go all the way around the world with your answer. Never truly. Stop it. Stop it. Somebody asks you a yes or no question, it's one of two answers. Either it's yes or it's no. I don't know what he thought he was proving. Of course, he got approved because, again, it's Florida.
DeSantis wanted him, so that's what it was.
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, just answer the question. If he didn't want to answer, all he would have just had to do is say, I don't want to answer that question. But this whole thing with not answering questions, it's starting to really get under my crawl. I mean, it's just getting on my nerves. Stop it. Stop with these, I'm not going to answer it, but I'll say something. Just say nothing. Just stand there and say nothing. Just don't open your mouth.
Press training. Press training tells you no matter what you're asked, you answer what you want to be asked.
He needed to shut his mouth. He said literally nothing. I can't answer a scientific question. What's your name? His name is not a scientific answer. What is he talking about? Oh, gosh.
He is following the Ben Carson rule book of discourse.
No, Ben Carson's not even as bad as that guy. Oh, my gosh.
Ben Carson just go to sleep.
I'm like, dude.
I understand that we want.
If I was her, I'd have just been like, well, you sit down somewhere. Just go. Yeah, Mickey, they really don't. It's like, come on, stop this.
Well, they're taught to never do yes or no because yes or no sets you up. They're leading. So they're taught to never answer those. But my thing is, you didn't have to say yes or no. You could have just answered the question, though.
It was a layup, right?
Chose not to.
It literally was a layup there where you could have got points on both sides. Because like I said, the lady said, was the vaccine created to, will the vaccine prevent COVID? You could have, and honestly said, no.
But Marlon, that's not a scientific answer. He has to give that long-winded scientific answer, no answer statement.
And as sharp as she was, she fell into the trap.
Yeah.
Because the first two times she asked the question correctly. Is the vaccine effective in combating?
Yeah, she could have kept with that effective.
If she had stayed with that, she'd have been fine. Right? But even then, we're still pointing it back towards her, who I think she was very solid on what she was trying to do. It's the fumble bum guy that just was.
Oh, Mickey, you working backwards through a mirror. You know what?
I love
Mickey,
it.
Mickey is on a rubber
How can
tonight.
you not love Mickey? How are you?
I
You
love it.
must
That
be
was perfect.
soulless. But
That was perfect.
I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. You know what he makes me want to do? Get into stand-up comedy. Because his routine was hilarious. I know I'm funnier than that guy.
Well,
I
at
know
least
I
it doesn't
am.
make you want to leave the one you're with, start a new relationship.
And we're finna move on as quickly as we possibly can.
But you don't. That was good.
You had
Usher
a whole
would-
week. You had a
Usher
whole
would
week to
approve.
think that up. That
Whole
don't
week.
count. That don't count. That don't count.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna show this next clip and try not to throw up at the exact same time. The Senate passed a bill. We're just waiting on Biden to sign the bill. And the bill is that for the longest time, sexual predators in corporate America has been using arbitration as a way of hiding their criminal activities.
Right.
The bill eliminates that. You can no longer use arbitration. Whatever you sign and all this other stuff, that's completely and utterly thrown out. We're just waiting on Biden to sign the bill.
So that got through the House and the Senate.
In the Senate?
Yep. The House and the Senate. Yep.
There's a loophole in there somewhere.
I was gonna say, where is
I'm
it?
waiting for it.
Oh, there's a loophole in there somewhere.
So I'm just gonna show the video so I can get this crap over with. So here we go.
So this is one of the most significant workplace reforms in American history. The bill is going to help fix a broken system that protects perpetrators and corporations and ends the days of silencing survivors. No longer will survivors of sexual assault or harassment in the workplace come forward and be told that they are legally forbidden to sue their employer because somewhere buried in their employment contracts was this forced arbitration clause. The Ending Forced Arbitration in Sexual Assault and Sexual Harassment Act will void all forced arbitration provisions for sexual assault and harassment, allowing them to have their day in court. It will also allow them to discuss their cases publicly, to tell your story, to tell your colleagues, to tell your family, to tell the people you know and love what's happening, and it prevents corporations from protecting their harassers and abusers. This is something that Senator Graham and I have been working on for a long time. It was bipartisan. It had this vast support that we built up over many years.
I've been a lawyer most of my adult life, and there's a place for arbitration. I don't mind arbitration between businesses. There's a place for arbitration. It's cheaper. You can get it done quicker. But most people have no idea what they're doing when they sign an employment contract. And the idea that you're going to sign away your day in court when you're abused in the workplace, those days are over. No more arbitration in the basement about misconduct up top. This is the biggest change in the workplace since social. I'm a limited government Republican, but there's a place for the government when it comes to our daily lives. So to all the women and men, but mostly women, you're going to have a right today that you did not have yesterday. You're going to have a chance to be heard differently, and is long overdue.
What about them voting rights, Lindsay?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Could you?
What about them voting rights, Lindsay? How about you? How about you? Give us that their voting rights, Lindsay.
I'm just waiting on where the other shoe gonna drop. Oh, Marlon hasn't even.
Oh, this is real simple. It's real simple. Here's a loophole that I can see right here, right now, from where I'm sitting at. See, before, you had the arbitration agreement, which in the non-disclosure agreements, which like shut all that stuff down and force people to basically leave their jobs or just be victims. Well, now you have to now reach to the criminal bar. See, and so now it's going to be you going criminally against your corporation. So good luck with that. What this does do, I think, is it takes away the silencing of victims.
Yeah.
What it doesn't do is protect the victim who is now going to go to war openly with their employer, from the employer putting considerable resources behind you being hit with slander, libel, all kinds of good stuff as you try to assert your rights.
I see a lot of slander cases coming up. That is exactly what I predict. We're right back down to, and I'm gonna get on it, but I'm gonna get off because it's the only thing. So the killing of minorities in this country, you need witnesses and the tape and news crew and everybody right then and there as it going on. And they're going to treat the sexual harassment the same thing. You're going to have to be on camera with your nameplate across your chest, with a hat that has the person's name on it, with the news crew at the time videotaping it.
As you say,
with two judges, 3 reverends, and the Pope, all watching this going on at the same time to
and
prove
doing
that this happened.
Nothing to prevent it.
Because if you don't have concrete evidence, and then even if you do,
anytime there's bipartisanship, I start going all side eye because I'm like, where's it at? Where's that other shoe?
I'm so over bipartisanship.
Where's that other shoe? It's coming because the
by the way, let's not get it twisted. The bipartisanship is to say that the bipartisanship works.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I know.
It's bipartisan if they got one.
No, but what I'm saying is the only times I know that the Senate and Congress vote for anything on a quote unquote bipartisan, it's raise military spending, and that's just about it.
And protect corporate interests.
Oh, and protect corporate interests. Thank you. Yeah. Where's this from?
Oh, and they can still trade stock.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm waiting for that other shoe. I'm just like, okay, come on. Where's it at?
That's what the other shoe is. Now, basically all it is I'm going to countersue you into bankruptcy.
And I'm sorry,
I have no choice but to quit.
I can't with Gilbrand. I'm like, nope.
So it's like,
I got personal issues with her, so we gonna just.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's not a good thing that they're getting away from that crap, because they were killing it before you even got a chance to hear about it.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. But now, is the person still able to proceed against their corporation civilly? Which I think they already could do. It's just that they couldn't use those agreements. Or do they have to meet the criminal bar? Is this a federal right? So if it's a federal right, how does that affect the states?
Yep.
I have some knowledge in this because of, unfortunately, our former Carolina Panthers owner, who had several sexual harassment cases, several racial discrimination cases, all swept under the rug under arbitration. It just so happened to come out. He got embarrassed. The NFL got embarrassed, kicked him out. Which, by the way, is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Now, I've grown so much since that story, so forgive me, but it's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard, that y'all would throw this dude out because of all that, yet y'all keep the Washington
Comrades.
Commanders.
No,
the Washington Commanders owner, and he's done about 10 times worse and continuing. But I digress.
And then we had also, President 45. So he's notorious for using non-disclosure.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
So
the deal is that you can sue me. You can sue me. You can get paid for it. But once you get paid for it, you can't discuss it with anybody else. You can't bring it up to the media. Hell, as most times you can't even bring it up to your own family. So the person that is the predator stays the predator, because as far as the public knows, he's never done anything wrong. Mm-hmm. In the background, he got 5-6 freaking cases. Mm-hmm. And most times at the same time.
That's the same thing as what we deal with law enforcement when they get complaints
investigate
about,
themselves.
Yeah, so it ends up being Internal Affairs investigates, Internal Affairs confirms, Internal Affairs puts a note in your file. But nobody can see this file, right? Like, to me, every time a cop gets in trouble for something, y'all need to open the files, right? Because just like you're going to go digging to see if I ever smoked weed when I was in the 12th grade on a school trip in wherever.
Yeah.
Open the file. If we're having an issue with a politician who is allegedly abusing their office like that, open the file, because there's files for that. If you're doing it with a police officer, open a file, right? Discovery should open wide up when you are being investigated. But these are privileged positions, and we close the books.
Again, the United States makes me sick.
All right, we got 10 minutes before our first break, so I wanted to go back and dissect Anna's question. As a gay woman who is poor and white, I have faced discrimination, but I have never felt anything but free. How does everyone else feel, if I may ask?
Anybody want to take this? You want to take?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not quite clear on the question.
I'm trying to put it in. I'm trying to put it in a sense.
Yeah, I'm like,
I really wish you was a bad guy, because then I would really let you have it. But you're not a bad guy, so
I know.
I'm
like, but
I can't.
I think it's a sincere question.
But
it is.
The deal is, when we say free,
mm-hmm.
is the same equivalent when I had the discussion, which he read like a little punk after I explained it to him. But anyway, I digress. I'll talk to somebody about it. I get it out of my system, but that ain't now. The discussion was, well, as a white man, we're still afraid to get pulled over by the cops too. And I kept explaining, yeah, but your fear is, oh my God, I hope I don't get a ticket. Minorities' fear is, oh my God, I hope I don't die.
He know that.
He knows that.
He knew that.
I think the difference here is, like, I'm sorry, go ahead, Marlon.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I'll put it in the form of an equation. Excuse me. Rights plus privileges equals freedom. And to be Black in America is to look at that equation and have so many sub variables to what your rights are, because we had to be literally written into the Constitution to even begin to have rights, right? Then you have your privileges, right? And your privileges is how comfortable can you be just walking into any area, any space, at any time? Are you able to go into a space and not feel that there's a certain level of behavior you must present? You have to be conscious of your body movements, where your hands are, how tall you are, how big your size is. Like, all of these things are constantly running through a Black person's mind. And then I can't even begin to speak for a Black woman, because now you have even more numbers and factors that go into it, as for yourself and then as a mother. So you're looking at not just what do you deal with, what do your children deal with, what are your nieces and nephews? So it's like you have all of that. And then you have, like with me, use myself for today. Took my daughter to something so simple. We just went to the play, like I told you, Tracy. And we got there way early, and there's not much seating. There's like a 3-seater couch and a chair, right? So my daughter and I are sitting in a 3-seater couch, minding our business. Then the people start coming in, and this white family just comes in, says nothing, sits right down on the couch, 4 people deep. So now my child is having to squeeze closer and closer to me, right? They're completely oblivious. Now, I can't be oblivious. I knew who was coming into space before anything else. I had to run numbers in my mind on, do I just have my child sit closer? Do I say something to them so that they have to change their seating arrangement? What will that create? Will it now escalate? Will I be the bad guy? Now my child and I have to leave. Like, all of that stuff is happening. And then I'm alone with my daughter. So if it does escalate for whatever reason, because I can't control the next person acting stupid, I'm now separated from my child. So all of that is happening for something so simple. And then what is my response? I get my daughter up from the chair and we walk through the crowd to the back of the crowd so that we now have clean access to 2 exits and a hallway. Just going to see a science show. So I never was discriminated against in this scenario. But because of compounded trauma and experience, I'm running math that I swear I'm confident that 90% of the people in that space did not have to run. My rights, I had. My privileges, I wasn't sure about. So that puts my freedom in question.
You have to understand something that goes on in America. And I'm going to use you for an example. I hope you don't take offense to it, because your question was, as a gay, white, poor woman. There's 2 elements of your description of yourself that you would have to tell somebody or show in a certain, tell somebody, fires do you have in your neighborhood at a night?
I live up the street from a fire station.
Dang. You would have to show in a description or tell, and that is that you're gay, and tell or show that you're poor. We live in a society that all we have to do is show our faces. That's it. All we have to do is show up. Everything else is arbitrary. Is you gay? Is you poor? Is you rich? Are you a gangbanger? Are you a lawyer? Are you a doctor? Are you a janitor? Are you a singer? Are you an entertainer? All of those right there are just arbitrary secondhand knowledge. Because the first thing for a huge majority of America is black. And like Thea said, if you're a black woman, that's a twofer.
Yeah, I think one of the best ways I heard it put was to be white is to have the benefit of the doubt. You know, exactly. So not that anyone should have to ever hide who they are or even feel that they have to hide who they are. So there's your level of discrimination that's already built in. Like, that's some math that I imagine is happening in your mind when you are a member of the queer community, right? How much of myself can I be in this space, right? I can relate to that, right? Because I have to determine how much of myself I'm going to be in any given space. But when I walk into the room, the benefit of doubt is not given to me. I immediately, just because of who I appear to be, have a whole different set of situations. So it's like being white does not make your life easy. Being white doesn't even make your life easier. Being white just means that your life isn't made harder because you're white. I think that is part of where it throws some people off. That
sums it up. That's because I don't know your experience, and I appreciate it. And but we had more people like you who would just flat out just ask instead of assume or deflate or straight up lie and don't know living what the hell they talking about. I think this country could be a little better. So I appreciate you even asking with an open mind and with an open heart compared to, and I'm not jumping on you, Anna, when I say this at all, because I really appreciate you, Anna, and I really appreciate you having an open mind and open heart. But because what I have to say is there's a lot of people who would ask the exact same question that you asked, Anna, who's already made up their mind and already had their heart set on exactly what it is. It's just a got you question just so they can feel like, and you can always tell because those are the ones who, when you talk back to them, they don't say nothing. Just like Anna, just like you didn't say anything. The people who already made up their mind what the answer is, they would have got two sentences out. And they would have jumped in.
It would have challenged my lived experience. Yeah, or my perception was wrong. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but no, I agree.
That.
No, Anna, you're awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the big thing. And not just on the race issue or the gender issue or any of those things. I do not understand why it's so hard to just not accept, right? Like I literally do not have to agree with anything, but I can easily extend grace and accept. I can accept that whatever experience a member of the LGBTQ community shares with me, it's real to them. I can accept when a woman tells me what issue she's having with men in general. Just accept it. You don't have to agree with it. Accept it.
I think what we're all saying is you have to be taught. You have to be taught. Just like that song, that musical says, you have to be taught. And you guys said it. What? You have to be taught to hate.
You have to, be taught to discriminate. You have to be willing to be taught something.
Yeah, you have to be willing to be taught. But we're all, when we were little kids, when we were little itty bitty kids, we would probably play with anybody. Until our parents said, "Oh no, you don't want to play with XYZ person because they got this and that." We didn't.
That ain't quite how that worked out for me.
Well, it worked.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
It didn't do that for me, but then again, you're talking to somebody who was in the majority of always going to the majority of my people. So
yeah, because my children are growing up in a very white world.
Well,
and so no, but for them, it wasn't. Like maybe on the other child side, perhaps they received the download, right? And stuff.
Yeah, well, don't play with her. She's black.
But the racism that first broke my heart as a child, and I've seen break the heart of my children, and I've seen break the heart of so many other little black boys and girls, that came from other children. It wasn't a parent stepping in saying, "Oh, don't play with that person because they're black." This was a child who pointed out, "You're black, you're this." You know what I'm saying?
Where did that child? But that's my point exactly.
Yeah, they might have received the download, but what I'm saying is that when it comes to you, there wasn't a learning experience going on here. You know what I'm saying? It was somebody inflicted emotional violence, and I also say that human beings are just like anything else in nature. Unless you exert effort, it is always easier to go downhill. It's always easier to do the bad.
Where is he getting this?
All right, he just played music for me to shut up, so it's cool.
We got to go into the second hour. Nikki got to reboot. Everybody got to use the bathroom.
Tracy, it was nice talking to you.
I didn't get to make my point, but that's okay. No, I'm fine. Go to the second hour.
Yeah, that's your sister, Tracy.
All I was going to say, to answer Anna's question, yes, it's hard to be black and female. But there's no way I would trade being black and female for anything. Yes, Mickey, I know you unlearned it, but so many times I remember stuff that happened to me as a child where I literally had parents tell their kids, "Don't play with her, she's black." Literally, that happened to me, and I couldn't have been more than maybe 4 or 5, maybe. And that stuck with me, and I'm what now, 48? You have to be taught, and you have to be untaught and retaught too. So that's all I was going to say. But no, Anna, not answer your question. I wouldn't trade this for anything. Nothing's ever gonna make me say, "Oh, would it be black?" No. Yes, I do.
You know,
power to the people.
Yeah, I know.
What'd you say, Thiz?
I said, you know, I love it. Ain't nothing better. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
I think everybody should be proud of who you are and where you come from.
And that's the bottom
all
line.
All this melanin? You can't. What you gonna do with all this melanin? Nothing.
Be happy with who you are. And just build on it from there instead of just flat out trying to change everything.
Yeah, the gray hair we could change, but the melanin, no.
Oh, brother. We're going into our second
young
hour.
lady with alopecia looking at your beautiful gray hair, wishing they had it.
Introduce me to this person because I don't know her.
Man, introduce me any woman with alopecia, and
you said with alopecia, okay? Yeah. Okay, I thought you said just young girl. I'm like, where?
Oh no, your hair is pretty dope.
We are going into the second hour. Otherwise, we'll be going into Monday morning, messing with these two. Oh, and by the way, Thiz, I got one thing to say, that I'll let it out into the crowd. So wait a minute, let me get this one comment out. I don't have the fortitude in my mind, so thank you all for your personal schooling. Love you all for who you are. Hey,
yeah, we love you too.
We love
you too. And by the way, that's what we're here for. So I'm gonna leave off on this before we go into the second hour. My wife said, and I quote, because I was joking with Thiz, and every time I joke with Thiz about talking so much and everything, it's strictly out of love. It ain't out of bias. If that was the fact, I wouldn't like Thiz. I can't have you on the show no more. Blah blah blah. It's strictly out of love and just joking. But my wife actually looked at me and go, "But y'all know y'all talk equally." I went, "I'm sorry, what?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Thiz talk equally the same amount? Yeah. Are you serious, Tracy?"
She ain't lying. She is not lying.
The person who gets crowded out is Tracy.
I sure do. You know what? Even on my own show, I'm like, "Look, okay, let me." I just force myself into conversation. I'm like, okay, here it is. She is not lying. Tell Mrs. Clyburn she is telling the 100% truth.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be coming into the second hour.
I know I need to do better.
I guess I'll be coming into the second hour by myself. So, because I refuse to let this happen on my show. So, Saturday Night Vibe is canceled. This is the Marlon Clyburn show, the second hour.
They'll see y'all in a bit.
So I'll see y'all. We'll see y'all in a little bit. So we're going to the second hour with what we always do. Foxy's videos of the week. Stay tuned.
I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I always stay dreaming, never imagine I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the
are back for the second hour of Saturday Night Vibe. Tracy and Theas have cashed out me their money, so they'll be here for the second half.
Just don't cash that before next.
Yeah, I was gonna say you hold on that check for a while.
Thursday. Don't cash out before next Thursday.
Don't ever cash mine because it ain't gonna never be there. So
that was just a good faith thing. Just
wow.
As long as I owe you money, you'll never be broke.
I hated that statement. No, that's not how that works. I'm broke. It was ooh.
Get a new. Oh, you do have a new desktop. Never mind. I was gonna say get a new desktop.
Oh, that's so easy to do. Meanwhile, hey y'all,
that's
Patreon
worse.
Me. I need help. Join the Patreon movement. Join the Patreon movement. We are the world. We are the children.
Tracy, you should start your own. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Put these two on there. I'm like, okay, this was my show, but oh well.
But
we just got disinvited, Marlon.
No, you didn't, because you're still gonna be on Thursday. Just not on the Monday show, because that's when I'm doing solo.
Well, I got one thing to say to that. But guess who started another show for YouTube?
Oh yeah,
our own Theas Robinson.
Sure did.
Yeah, good luck finding it. I put it in the wrong place. I can't figure it out, folks.
I found it on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's on a whole different channel.
Yep, you got it under yourself.
Yeah.
So what's
Patreon,
the channel?
Not Patreon. Like
it's under your name.
StreamYard. I have, like, before I had any visions of talking to people, I just was like setting up YouTube. So I have like 3 accounts and 5 pages, apparently. StreamYard decided it was going to pick the one it wanted, despite me telling it where to go. So, yeah.
You can just connect that to your website, though.
Is it under your name?
Can I?
Yes, I do it all the time on my live shows. Yes, I put them all on my website.
All right,
so you can stream directly to your website. Okay, I'll work on that.
We'll talk about it off the air.
Yeah, because it's real easy.
I know there's a whole bunch of people that right now looking at you going, I just don't give a damn what's the video. I just want to see this.
Yep, you had me thinking about guns. I'm like, I hate guns, but I'm gonna think about this one.
I mean, that's
although I will say this, it may be by the end of the year. I'm not sure. I got a lot of stuff to do around this house. And we have a cruise coming up real soon. I ain't gonna tell y'all because I don't want y'all breaking into my house. But I really am thinking about getting a desktop computer, not a laptop, and make this whole area specifically for videos. So my own little personal studio space, but with enough power and energy and everything specifically for this laptop is going to only be used for broadcasting or recording or videotaping or anything like that. So I can separate the two worlds, if that makes sense. Because right now I'm on my laptop. Tired of doing that. Now, granted,
my desktop circa 1995. No, it's newer than that, but
hey, it works. It works. And I had one at one time, and they lied and said it could do this, and it didn't. So I sent it back. Just embedded into your site, which
yeah, I did it the wrong way because I tried to just move it over. It didn't like it. It just didn't like it.
Hard to imagine Thea's not talking to people. I looked in some of Thea's old videos before I said, yeah.
Would they be short? I'm like, where did he come up with that? Kept it all short.
No, surprisingly enough, it wound up being an hour long, and it was like,
oh no, the one I saw was 15 minutes. I'm like, 15.
Oh well, it's talking about Tracy is a new one. It's intended to be short. Yeah,
and that's the deal with this group. I don't want this to come off sounding bad because it's not bad. It's not self-deprivation and anything like that.
You about to hurt our feelings, Tracy.
I know.
No, it's not. No, it's not because I'm putting all 3 of us in the thing. for some reason, when we're not together, do you feel like your videos are as good?
I know mine ain't by myself, man.
Oh no,
that's why I got to put music.
I'm like, oh wait a minute.
And trust me, I put myself in the same
Oh
category.
no,
that pop-up video that I did, honestly, if it wasn't for the people that was watching it and everything, because my first inclination was I want to get the news out of the situation, and I'm not going to tell the situation because I don't want to get into it, because then we really would be going into Monday. But the live video that I did Thursday night.
Yeah, that was the night it started going up in flames. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's 11:45.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to sleep.
I was with you, Tracy. I'm like, I'm usually asleep by now. What am
I up for?
Well, okay, let's get into it. I honestly was going to sleep. I always do my normal thing of going through videos and everything, picking up news here and there, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even lying to you when I say it. Okay, I'm finna set up I got a pattern of music that I listen to help me go to sleep at night. I was setting that up at the time. Then I went, okay, let me refresh YouTube one more time and something like that. And I can't remember the show's name right off the bat. I want to give them credit. I want to give them credit because they was the ones that popped up that said Russia has invaded Ukraine. And the guy, and I like the guy, and he was on live, and I went, holy crap, this is real now? And I clicked on him. He talking about like, and the first thing that popped in my head was, I gotta go live with this. I gotta go live.
You do very well, Marlon, by yourself.
Yeah, you are very good.
Oh my goodness.
No. If it wasn't for the people talking on the comments, I would have been like, okay, I'm talking into a volume. Because that's how I always think when I do these late night things. I'm doing the video and people will catch it in the morning and then they'll say something and everything else. And I expected that until I wound up with like 6-7 people watching, and I went, okay, let me bring up the update. Because I didn't know everybody was coming up. And then scared me even worse, talking about, is this live? And I went, holy crap, the thing is.
I didn't know if it was live, man.
I thought you had recorded it and then set it up. I'm like, wait a minute. Because usually at that time, I'm watching Tim Black because I'm on his Patreon. But this time I just happened to be on Facebook because he didn't do nothing Thursday. I'm like, I'm like, is this live? Because normally 11:45, I'm asleep. I'm just like, okay, I'm asleep.
Thank you, Tanya.
I really like Tim Black, but I'm gonna tell you, and this is why I'm trying to learn how to do shorter segments. I like Tim because, kind of like the old Ben, I can relate to the thought process, right? The angle. It's deeper than you look. Here's another way to look at it. I like that, but it'll have like a 2-hour timestamp on it.
Yep, his call-in shows. I'm like, bruh, this is the third hour. Come on,
and there'll be like 3 of them in 24 hours. I really like his content, but
Marlon, don't do call-in shows.
No, I don't have the temperament for call-in shows and releasing the You know what?
Call-ins might be cool, but I mean,
I refuse to sound like a blittering idiot. So I'm gonna look up. I can't do call-in shows, and I can't do the Pascal show when he releases the.
I can't watch Pascal's show anyway. But
who is Pascal?
You can't watch Pascal.
He's got his own show.
Who is this person?
He's more of an open forum, anything goes type of. I mean, not anything, any topic goes.
The brother's brilliant, but
he really is.
It's something about his delivery. Probably because it's so much. I don't know. Maybe mine's not quite.
I watch him to get information. I will do that. The only issue that I ever had with Pascal is. And I hope it don't sound like an insult, but I have to tell you how I see it. The only issue that I have with Pascal is that he will say what the topic is, and he'll say what his comment is, and then rinse, lather, repeat like 4 or 5 times. So it seems like that's why the videos are so long, because it's like he's saying it over and over and over again. I'm like, dude, and my wife gets on me about that, and I kind of get it now, because she says I will get on a topic and I'll say it and I'll beat it into it. So you understand what I'm saying? So let me repeat it over again. And it's like, okay, now I get it, because like, dude, I get what the topic is and I get what your opinion is. Can we move to the next topic so we can get to your next opinion? But it's like I got to hear the topic and the opinion like 3-4 times before you get to the next topic and the next opinion, and it's irritating.
But let me reframe something for me, in case any of these people come across this. First, I bet, as Wesley Snipes says, I always bet on black, right? So I love there are more voices out there, and I listen to so many of them. Like when Ben has Pascal and has whomever that black minister is, when they have them on one segment, it is dynamite for me. But then when you break them apart, I sometimes struggle, but that's my attention span,
I think
it's definitely Marlon
it's hard,
and the one I said before, Tim Black.
I think you and Theas do very well by yourself. Oh, it's me on struggle. I'm like, okay, I got to have somebody bounce out, because I feel like I'm repeating. I'm like, no, I can't. And
I would tell you one thing. My criticism of it, I hope they don't take, if they see this show, which stop it. But if they do happen to come across it and see this show, it's not mean as an insult at all. And I hope you don't take it as one. That's just a criticism that I see. Pascal, I wouldn't even discover it if it wasn't for Ben. So that's just to tell you exactly how it is. I wouldn't have discovered him. And a lot of his stories is more social and in things like a whole lot more social than mine is. And that's cool. And he does get on some political topics. That's also cool. The point of the matter is he has I don't know if it's the same system that I have, but he would open it up so people can come on with him and talk and everything else. Yeah, that ain't happening.
Well, see, I kind of could dig that, man, because I like it when Tim Black does it. Because I haven't watched Pascal enough to catch those episodes. But
by the way, let me interrupt you on one thing. Just to prove to you that I'm not hating, Pascal has actually started a nighttime show in a studio. He went on live Friday afternoon or something like that. Friday night.
His home studio.
He's setting up a studio, another page on YouTube, an entirely different show. It's
do your thing, brothers. Expand.
Raw with Pascal or something like that. I'm proud of the dude. If you got it like that, then dude.
See, I've been on
please go for it.
Yeah, the podcasters I've watched. I've watched Brianna Joy's podcast. I watched Burn It Down with Kim Brown. I've watched Status Quo. That's pretty much I haven't watched Ben in a long time.
Only time I see Status Quo.
Status Quo.
Only time I see that one is when he's featured by somebody I watch. But yeah, I don't know. What's the lady who does In Class with Carr?
I used to watch her.
I really like her content. Sometimes she'll go into stuff I have like zero interest in, so I won't pay attention. Karen Hunter. I think that's the name.
Yeah, I'm like.
So yeah, I mean, there's so many options out there, and I'm like, as I said in my last video, for those who managed to find it, likes are free, shares are free, and clicks are free.
And Thea's favorite, Roland Martin.
Well, he serves a purpose, and I'm glad he's out there.
You have a problem with Roland Martin?
I've never really been a fan of Roland Martin.
He's never really.
I mean, literally, I have not watched him.
He appeals to somebody.
Show
he appeals to a lot of people.
He appeals to somebody.
A lot. I'm like, who's watching this? I'm
he's
like,
more of a a mainstream, the younger portion of baby boomers, black politics.
Yeah, because he's a few years older than I am.
But he plays an important role. It's kind of like there's all these different people play their roles. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's cool. I appreciate it. And then he's been at it so long, so keep doing it.
All right, we got to move on because we actually used.
But did you know Bryant Gumbel still is on TV?
Holy crap! Why? I mean, that's good.
Wow, Marlon, tell us how you really feel.
HBO Sports or something like that. He's still on TV.
He's still on TV.
This dude has been on
And
for
his
like 80
brother,
years.
His brother that starts with a B. I
Is it
can't
Mario?
think of. I can't think of what his brother's name is.
There were two brothers. There were two Gumbels.
Yeah, there's two Gumbels. There's Brian, and then there's.
I don't know.
Ben. I don't know what the child's name. The child's name.
You know?
Fred Gumbel.
Is it really Fred?
The hell am I know? I didn't know still on TV. I didn't even know Brian was still on there.
Yeah, both of them are still on TV.
But we got to also keep in mind the most important thing hitting media right now, and that's this.
Oh boy, not this again.
Look, funny thing about it is it's 4 weeks, so now it's feeling real. Now it's feeling kind of real. I've been playing around with y'all with 8 weeks and all this other stuff. Now it's literally a month away.
Is that technically still in March?
Yeah, your birthday must be the last week of March. Is it the 31st or the 21st? What date is your birthday?
I'm sure he'll tell us 12 more times.
I know, but just so I can remember, what date is your birthday?
I'm sure he'll tell us.
And he said it's supposed to be a good episode, so we want to make sure we catch that.
It's supposed to be. I'll be checking on it again, Theus, because Theus knows what's happening.
Oh, so you're gonna just leave? Okay, I see. How
because I wanted to be a bit surprised for you too.
You know what? Y'all make me sick.
Because we want to surprise you?
No, don't surprise me. I
tell you. I will tell you off the air. I
cannot stand it because I feel like what? Huh? What?
I will tell you.
That big old dumb look
I will tell you off the air.
Y'all having private.
Oh, Greg Gumbel. Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, that was it.
Greg?
I was like, Greg.
Boy, that's a boring name. Oh.
Brian has no more exciting.
Greg, he's not boring. He's pretty freaking.
Yeah,
amazing.
the brother is exciting and like charismatic.
Well, because Greg actually did, and I'm not taking away from Brian. Brian has his role in. Greg was actually on the ground.
He was a real reporter.
He was in the moment type person. Brian was always the reporter of sports. This is what happened. This is what happened. Greg was there.
Brian was a personality. Yeah.
I mean, if you
call really not much saying much though.
If you're calling that person, well, who am I?
I didn't say he had a great personality, but he was he served the purpose. That's the thing. Like, I try not to denigrate the ones who made certain things possible. So Bryant Gumbel was never my, because there's so many in the bandwidth of being a black person in the media or wherever is whatever. He's not my taste, but he's a trailblazer, right? Because I already have a problem. I have problems like trusting a black man with no facial hair.
Ladies and gentlemen, we finna go on the boxing videos of the week.
Yeah, let's go to the
boxing videos of the week. Here we go. Seriously, y'all missed this?
Hair too.
Y'all missed this from last week? Seriously?
A grown man without facial hair is.
Y'all missed this from last week.
Yeah, apparently they did.
I missed y'all.
I missed you too.
Thank you. Even if you don't mean it.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this in the last part of the show, and I apologize for being late for saying it. Fuck you, Lindsay. So we get that out of my
system. He was on the right side of something.
Yeah, he probably did by accident.
Fuck
Happenstance.
Lindsay, fuck you.
But Donald Trump is the future of the Republican Party.
It's his nomination for the taking. That's what he said.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So I don't dislike Lindsay enough, so y'all gonna make it worse. Is that what you saying? I don't dislike her more. Is that what y'all trying to do? Because by the way, in case y'all don't know, there is not actually anything above fuck you in any ramification, so I can't actually go any further.
I'm surprised you didn't tell me to take my headphones off. That's what I was
when
like.
When it comes to Lindsay, sometimes the truth hurts, and you're just gonna have to roll with it. Anything else?
I just need you to know, Mr. Trump, that I'm a beta male, and I need to have someone to be submissive to. And now that John McCain is gone, you're my daddy, and I just want to say that I can't go where you're trying to go, Mr. Trump. But I'm going.
Okay, we're moving on because y'all missed this last week.
For me.
God, he's such a freaking. Anyway, bootlicking little. This first video, we actually have 6 videos this week because I promised that I was going to show Vicky's, and I'm making well, you can roll your eyes all you want to.
I was just checking the time, sir. That's all. I was just checking the time.
I told you, really. The first video, I'm doing it because it's fantastic. You talking about somebody who's going to have a job for the rest of their freaking life. This dude is going to have a job for the rest of his life. This video is from the watch list. I'm not even going to describe it to you. You're literally just going to see exactly why I'm playing this video.
There's been a war with Russian-backed forces in the east, the Donbass region, for 8 years now. But despite that, the capital city of Kiev is relatively calm. Natürlich ist schon ein gewisser Sinn und der Krieg gewinnt, den natürlich schon am Gang ist, am Osten, an der Donbass-Region, zwischen der Ukraine, an der russischen Separatisten, dos reuniones que va a mantener el presidente francés hoy en Moscú con el presidente ruso Vladimir Putin y mañana aquí en Kiev con el presidente ucraniano Volodymyr Zelensky. Moscovo brandiu o anúncio de retirada da terça-feira como prova de que os temores da guerra foram fabricados por Ocidente hostil liderado pelos Estados Unidos. À ce stade, la guerre semble probable, c'est aussi simple que cela. Mais il y a encore cette petite lueur d'espoir que la diplomatie puisse arrêter une invasion russe de l'Ukraine. Das ist genau das, was sie erwartet hatten. Desinformation, gefälschte Angriffe und ein Vorwand für Russland in die Ukraine einzumarschieren. Aber alles ist sehr schwer natürlich vor Ort zu überprüfen.
I feel sorry for that dude because I don't care what room he walks into, he's the smartest guy in the room.
this guy, and again, that's courtesy of Watch List for who is hosted by J.R. Jackson. Please watch the show. The dude acts just like us in a sense that we take the news and sarcastic the living crap out of it. Love the show. But anyway, it's courtesy of Watch List. So just in case you don't know, the language that he was speaking was English, Luxembourgish, Spanish, Portugal, French, and then German. That's 6 languages. Probably, I haven't confirmed it, but I can't see how I'm wrong, on 6 different stations in the world. Doesn't sound like he missed a beat on anything. This dude got a job for the rest of his life.
I'm serious, man. You look at the talent that the Associated Press has on its payroll, it's unbelievable. And same thing for Vice. I was watching a Vice special. Maybe I was captivated because one of the people was just two of the wow. But anyway, the talent that some of these organizations have is unbelievable. Meanwhile, we're stuck with CNN and MSNBC.
Don't forget AON.
And Fox.
Yeah, here I am. I can't even get a wraparound of the English language, my native language, and this guy here just being a show off.
Sure,
the language that I grew up speaking.
The sign language.
Whatever you want to call it, the language that I speak, I have no grasp of it. And this show off is going to just do six like that?
Nikki.
Big deal. Can he speak Chinese?
Yeah,
probably.
Can you speak Cantonese? Can you speak Cantonese?
You want to dare him that he can't? You want. Well, let me rephrase it. You want to dare him that he couldn't learn it?
Yeah, he's definitely.
Can he speak it? Probably not, because he didn't use it. Could he learn it? Can't see how he could not.
Yeah, this guy's making me feel real not smart right now. I'm like, okay.
It's like there's a TV show.
I want to do that too, Anna, and I don't even know why.
Well, you need to know how to speak the language of your future overlord. But
wow, these.
I'm just saying.
God,
two ways to go, right?
Downer. Wow.
Mandarin is going to be the lane, because that's going to be the nation that's still standing when America falls into third place. Okay, so Mandarin is going to be number one, and then because I like tropical climates, I need to learn Spanish because I'm not going to China. It's too cold over there. So I'm going to go south. So I need to know Spanish. So.
Oh, did I even tell you, this is off the topic of this because Thea's brought us down. I'm trying to bring us back up.
Yes.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you that I added an extra place to my visitors list that I want to go visit? I didn't, because you're looking confused. Dubai.
I don't want to go any country that tells me I can't go as a single female. You can miss me with that.
And then controls how the woman can dress when she's there.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, you can miss me.
Yeah, and then they got so many rules that, even as a visitor, if you screw up, you might not be going.
Yeah, I'm going to be with the downer on this one. Nope.
A lot of people do enjoy Dubai. I have heard a lot of people have truly enjoyed going to Dubai. Well, you'll have a good time, Marlon.
Yep, you go right ahead and visit, but
it's your fault.
As long as I can't get swiped right on Tinder, I'm gonna be I can't go.
Nah, you got Tinder on your app. You might not get back out of there.
It's your fault.
Hey, excuse me, Miss Carson. We need to speak to you.
I wouldn't be allowed in the country in the first place.
This is what you get for sharing. So you learned your lesson.
No, I think you can go, Tracy, as a single woman, because there are a lot of women in America who go visit Dubai. But it's just like you gotta toe the line. Gotta toe the line.
Don't you have to wear? I know you have to wear
the head covering.
Yes, the head covering, but I'm trying to think of what it's called.
I don't know that it's technically the hijab, but it could be.
Yes, the hijab. That's what it is.
I need to lower my standards. Maybe I just need to visit Alabama.
No, don't no. See, there's no.
Now, see, there's a no.
Well, there's a nice beach area in Alabama.
They do got nice beaches.
There's other places.
You know what's so sad about that? Do I actually want to go on a beach in Alabama?
It's cheaper than Florida.
I hear it's beautiful.
It's cheaper than going to a beach in Florida.
Just understand you're in Alabama, so
that's my point. I don't want to go to a beach in Alabama.
You can go to a beach in Georgia.
Practice your yes and no sis before you go.
Not a chance in hell.
We don't have beaches in my state, so
that ain't happening. So if you ever see me go to a beach in Alabama, pretty much figure out that I'm not coming back, because it ain't gonna be no yes sir and no sir and all. No, There's a video going around. I'm never gonna show it on this show. It was shown on It was showed last night on Don't Be Scared, Let's Talk About It, which is hosted by my sister-in-law and my wife. So please check it out on YouTube, Facebook.
Maybe we should have the ladies on one day, just, talk about their show or something.
Well, I would like to invite them one day. I would like to invite a lot of people over here. What the hell is you doing?
He's striking at something like a fly.
What is he doing? He did that earlier today. What is that?
It's like I'm sorry. I'm corny. I'm a dork. I know it. But it's like when you say something and you don't want nobody to really pay attention to what you say, so you start pretending like, well, what is that? I didn't do. No, there's nothing in here.
That's the old.
Yeah, that would be nice. Have a ladies panel because maybe then
that's what you used to do. That's what you used to do when it was a huge crowd of people, and you stupid.
Who said that? Where is that? Who's that? Desperate Times.
Call for what? Desperate Times call for what?
Desperate Measures.
Who said that?
Oh my God! They see us now.
Oh boy.
They see who?
Yeah, that would be nice. Have a female panel. Then Tracy would get to be heard. I could talk.
It's truly hard with the inflection, but I enjoy the challenge.
Hey Anna,
the funny thing about it is, Anna, if you really think about the language, somebody told me this a long time ago because I was like really bad on learning languages. I'm still not going to do it because it still scares me. But it's like, but you knew how you found out knew English, right? And I was like, no, I just knew English. I heard it all my life. He said, exactly. He said, when you grew up, all you heard was English. Then there were certain objects that you saw that was depicted to English words. Then you saw situations that was depicted to English words. That's how you learn English. So you can learn any language by doing the exact same thing. You hear the words over and over again, and you can depict it to objects and situations and circumstances and stuff like that, and you learn that word. And I'm like, but you got to realize I was surrounded by English. Like literally my whole life, I was surrounded by. I can't see myself being surrounded by Japanese. I can't see myself surrounded by Chinese. I can't see myself surrounded by any other language. I have to be in that country, which I promise you, immersed. Exactly. That's the word. Immersed in it. You have no choice in the matter. But that's not where I'm at right now. I can't immerse myself in another language.
That works in certain situations, but I took French 4 years in high school.
That doesn't count.
Yes, it does, because I didn't go to college. So I took French 4 years in high school. Went to France. Thought, okay, here it comes. I'm going to say all these sentences. Got there, everybody started talking English. I'm like, are you serious? What did I do this for? What did I do this for?
You did it so that when people start talking about you, you actually know what's happening. See, that's the funny thing. I was
prepared. I
would do that for Spanish.
I was like, no, I failed Spanish 5 times. I didn't gave up on it. I can't learn it. It's not going to happen.
And that's why it's so hard for adults to learn. It's because the brain is plastic. So when you're young, you absorb things because you're not contradicting. You're not comparing this to that. This is the language, right?
Right.
But as you get older, it gets harder because you got more noise in your head. So it's kind of like when you're trying to learn a new discipline. One of the things I used to tell people when I was training people for insurance is whatever you come in here thinking you know, don't trust any of it because you're trying to learn something new here. So I'm going to teach you what it's supposed to be. And that's what happens with languages. That's why it's so hard for me, because when I was a kid, all my girlfriends were Latina. So I could speak Spanish. I could understand Spanish. I was good around Spanish, all that. Yeah, that's gone now.
Yeah, and for some reason, I can follow all the telenovelas. I'm like, oh, yeah, look at this. Watch this happen.
But the funny thing about it is that would be the definition of immerse compared to trying to learn. If you was trying to immerse yourself, the telenovela thing would be on your TV 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, to the point that you know exactly what they're saying because you have immersed yourself into it. Mm-hmm. Now compared to real world, where you're watching a 1 hour TV show.
Yeah, because I know what's going on. I can't say any of it, but I know what's going on based off of what they're doing.
And to piggyback on what this said is, when you was a child, there was a thirst for knowledge. Even if you didn't want to admit it, it was. Because I can remember so readily wanting to learn how to write cursive. I couldn't wait to get to the 4th grade to learn cursive. I couldn't wait to get this to learn multiplication, to learn division, to learn things like this. When you become an adult, the word why pops in your head on anything new to learn. Every time you try to learn something, the first thing that pops, even if you don't say it out loud, even though you're polite and everything, it is a barrier in your head, because it's like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to learn how to do this. And as an adult, you always go, but why?
Well, smart people. Smart people.
So that's what kind of blocks people from learning something new.
Yes,
it's a sad truth, but it's something we have to really get over.
5 times. 5.
I failed myself with Spanish. I took Spanish my freshman year, and I cheated all the way through that. And then my sophomore year, but I was dating a junior, so she was fluent in Spanish, so she got me through that. Then I didn't take Spanish again until I got to college. And those crazy people told me I had to take Spanish for fluent speakers because I had 2 years of Spanish. I did not finish that class.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying, and I still know French. So when the one guy was speaking French, I'm like, okay, I know what he's saying. Yep, got it. Now, could I speak a sentence in French right now? No, probably
but
not.
If we go on vacation to Haiti, we have someone who can tell us, "Ooh, we in danger."
I could tell you, hey, now this is what they say.
That's something that has lessened our learning too, because I guarantee you, back in the good old days, there were people who learned the language of the country they was going to because you didn't want to be lost. But now the world has adapted so much to the United States that you now have people on the ground that can speak it. So the worst case scenario, and I'm just throwing a thing, you go to France and you go to a French restaurant. Worst case scenario, they all speak French, so they'll have no idea what the hell you do.
Oh no, trust me,
they don't know what the hell you do. So what do you do as an American? You get up and you go to a restaurant that has better English.
But trust me, Marlon, you go to a restaurant in France, they are going, and they hear your voice, they're going to start speaking English.
I guarantee you.
There's no way they're going to sit here and speak French.
The only people that refuse to actually change the way they speak, and I could...
Americans?
No, English. Those are people that just... They ain't changing the way they talk for
Yeah, because when I went to England, I was like, hold on. Sense. Y'all speak English and I speak American. You're going to have to slow it down because your accent is throwing me all the way.
And that's what I so like about that country is. I
like it, but the sun don't never shine. I'm like,
whoa. Now, what is wrong with English? I mean,
the sun don't never shine in that country. I'm like, could the sun please come out?
Okay, I'll give you that because I'm sorry. That is freaking depressing to be walking around.
Yeah, no, the sun, where's it?
And they think it's mysterious and all this other stuff. Nah, it's wet freaking weather. I'm sorry. This sucks.
24 hours a day.
The reason why I was like twisting my face up is because you're just basically comparing two of the most arrogant countries on the planet.
Yep, USA.
The reason why Americans can't speak any other language is because we're arrogant. We don't believe that it's necessary for our children to have to
everybody should do what we tell them to do.
And then England, which was the parent of America, are arrogant too. And they're like, well, right? But if you cross out of those two countries, people are multilingual.
Yep, as a matter of fact,
So what have I learned so far? So what have I learned that I should have learned a long time ago? Don't ever be happy on this show.
No.
Absolutely, positively not. I'm looking in the camera. Don't you dare be happy about a damn thing. Ever.
All we said was Dubai is not the greatest. We didn't say don't go there. You can do whatever
we
you want.
We even said do go.
We said go. We just don't want to go. Not Indiana, Anna. Some states like your blue states do, but a whole bunch of us live
down here in the South. You're lucky if the person who's teaching you the language speaks the language.
The bad part, Thea's is not wrong. I'm sorry.
They know English.
Okay. English 1 and English 2 in high school was the same damn class.
Same thing. I'm like, what's the difference between English 1 and 2? We got Romeo.
Was there ever a difference between English 1, English 2, and English 3? And it was like,
yes, it was. The Shakespearean play that you got to read.
What's the difference? Oh, you learn bigger words that I'm never going to use in a regular conversation, dude.
American education is ridiculous anyway, because you don't want to teach us about any other country. However, you're going to teach me about Eurocentric history. You're going to teach me about the French Revolution. You're going to teach me about Greek mythology. You're going to teach me about like all that stuff. But South America doesn't exist. Africa doesn't exist. Chinese, oh, well, there was this one time where we did something really bad with the Chinese people at the railroads and the opium epidemic. But other than that, they don't exist.
Yeah, they're evil.
This is the difference. This is the difference in the South, though. I was taught these countries, but growing up,
they existed, but you didn't learn nothing about
it.
And
that's my point. They taught you the history of those countries until, and I'm trying to find a way of saying this. So Russia was Persia. They taught you all the way until it became Russia, USSR, to be completely honest with you, before it became Russia. Once it became USSR, yeah, we're moving on to the next country. So I'm going to teach you everything up to from China.
Oh, you mean France and Germany?
Yeah, we're going to teach you everything up until France.
You're going west,
where
not
France
east.
becomes France. And then we're moving on to the next country. Then we're going to teach you everything from how Mexican became Mexico, and then we're going to move on to the next country.
We'll
learn the history of the different countries, but until the countries is established, then we have to move on.
But Marla, I got one to beat you. We used to have International Day at a lot of the church groups I go to, and through schools. And then yes, everybody would pick a country. Some people would pick France. Some people would pick Mexico. Why did people try to pick Hawaii as a country? I'm like, y'all know this is in the United States, right? Hawaii is a part of the United States. Hawaii is a part. They've been with us since 1951 or 50 or 51, one of them years.
Oh, is it that recent? Wow.
Before Elvis.
Yes, no, I'm just really because I don't know the history like
that. I honestly don't know. I really was going to flow with you, and I'm not going to look at it.
But what that says to me is we could definitely add some more states now, because it's not like this is ancient history.
No, it's not.
Added some states. Alaska and Hawaii came kind of recent.
How you going to pick Hawaii as a country? It's not a country anymore. It's a part of the United States.
Because one of the things that they probably did in one of those projects is establish a food for that country.
They did. It was a food from that
exactly.
country.
So that's where your Hawaii
But Hawaii is not a country.
I ain't even going to say nothing about your face, Theas, because I totally freaking 100% agree with it. Yeah, that's how they used to do that little bull crap, was establish a food from that country, and everybody will pick. And by the way, don't think we're stupid right now, because I'm telling you the truth. Establish a food for the country. Amazing how Hawaii, you're sure going to have like 50, 60,000 Mexican dishes. I had one idiot who did hot dogs. Why?
That's American.
America's a country.
Hey, was he wrong though? Well, no,
that's
actually,
that's American.
Is he talking about the United? Because see, remember though, some countries don't recognize us as the United States, such as Brazil. If you were in Brazil, we are just called the United States. They will not call us United States of America. They just call us the United States.
That's our arrogance, you know.
Yep. I'm just saying. But I'm like, and you notice nobody ever picks Canadian food. Nobody, like Canada's just up there.
Most just European food is horrible.
But I'm saying, if you're gonna pick a country, you're gonna pick somebody. Always picks Mexico, but nobody ever thinks, well, gee, Canadian. They got Canadian bacon.
Mexico, you get Mexican food.
But that's Tex-Mex. That's not authentic.
These tacos and nachos is a contributing.
Does the tacos and nachos have pork or beef? If it's got beef, that is not authentic. You know that.
Wait a minute now. You can't.
Oh, by the way, Theus can yarn right now until he pisses in his pants. I'm sorry. We're going to move on until Monday. So I'm going to get through this
that's more Tex-Mex when they're picking Mexico.
Past 2 videos. I don't even know if we
have.
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't.
That was just one.
No, we had 2.
No, I've only shown one.
We had the guy speaking English and all the languages, and then that, well, no, wait a minute.
No, there were 2.
Oh, yeah, in the trial. Yep, those were 2. Yep.
Fox's videos of the week. How many have I shown?
I swear it was 2.
I thought it was 2. I'm not lying.
Nope.
It was only the man of the many languages?
Yep.
Oh. You're running behind, sir.
Yep, you sure.
Yeah, that's me. Sure was. Mm-hmm. Let's move on. So I could actually go to work Monday. This is Mickey. Yep. This is Mickey's video that she sent to me. The only reason I like it is because one is honest and true. It is honest. That Mickey said it was her. I know it's not her, but it's true.
I just brought up my laundry and I got a fitted sheet here, and I saw somebody on FaceTime how to do Facebook, how to do a fitted sheet. So I wanted to show you how I do mine. First I spread it out on the bed, then I open my dresser drawer, then I take the fucking sheet and just shove it in the drawer and slam it shut.
And that's how you do it, folks.
That is exactly how you do it. But that FaceTime, she knows she had me laughing.
No, I like her just because that's just pure.
Who
clean.
sits there and takes out you know there are actual videos
fitted sheets.
on purpose? I will ball that thing up and throw it in the drawer.
Half, roll
I don't
it up.
even have it. I just roll it up in the
all
ball.
that extra stuff for what?
For what?
For people, I don't want wrinkles in my sheets.
It's gonna get wrinkled anyway,
like that, dude.
Dummy. You're gonna sleep on it. You're going to sleep on it. So guess what's gonna happen?
Theus, you're sad. Theus, you're absolutely sad. And I've been in the Air Force, so I know the whole situation of everything has to be straight. And you could, by the way, that's actually literally not a joke. Your sheets should be tight enough that a quarter can bounce off of it. That's absolutely true. Yeah, Tracy, I know it was.
It's teaching y'all discipline and the attention to detail.
It really,
Nobody
it
with
really
common
was.
sense is gonna take the time to fold a sheet. You ball the thing up, and you do just like that queen did on hers. You ball that up, you put it in the drawer, and you close it. That's what you should do with it. Period.
Well, if I have to fold sheets, I actually fold the fitted sheets. But what I would do though is it's laundry day. We're gonna wash all the sheets and we're gonna put them right back on the bed. Saves so much time. So much time. Just
you know what? I found out that my wife pointed this out to me recently. You know, I wash clothes every week.
We have to. Well, okay.
Oh shoot, no,
my clothes. No, my clothes. I for some reason, I've done a revelation of changing and everything else, and I have discovered that. Wow, I wash my clothes every week
because you have a washer and dryer unit. Try doing that and going to the laundromat. That don't work really well.
Yeah, I've been there.
Because $100,000 worth of quarters will still not dry those clothes.
It really won't. The dryers are terrible.
I was like, what are y'all making it for? I go every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. For what? What am I going for? I wear this. I work at home, so it's not like, oh, I get dressed up. Like, oh, I'm going out today.
Tracy, all you got to do is do like Mama taught you. You take out the clothes, you hang them up. See, there you go.
My kids do that because she will wash. She's the only person I know that could get clothes clean by washing by hand. I'm not my mother. That was her. I'm me, and we gonna just deal with the difference.
I used to wash my clothes by hand when I was in high school, but that was because I didn't want my clothes to fade. They had to make sure they always stayed just right. So I washed all my clothes by hand. That was just what I did, you know.
The last time I washed any clothes by hand was when I was in ROTC, and I washed everything.
Yeah, that's for like your undergarments. You wash those by hand, but you don't wash your sheets and your blankets.
No. Undergarments, they going in the washing machine. We're gonna make sure those are thoroughly clean. In the washer.
Not if you have a wire bra. Well, never mind.
I don't have a wire bra. So
like if you got a wire bra, you keep washing in the washing machine. Because that little hook will get all twisted.
I wash them in the washing machine.
To the dry cleaner.
I don't mind, but when
I can't dry them in a dryer.
I can't wash nor dry. I was like, why is this hook grown? Nope.
This is how you do this, okay? Because I am a master of washing stuffed animals. So take the wire bra, put it in a pillowcase, put a loose knot at the end of the pillowcase, wash it. Voila! Nothing gets twisted. Nothing gets messed up.
Yeah, because I done bought what's that really expensive washer detergent? Come in the white bottle. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It come in the white bottle. It's about yay tall, and it's got that little.
We can't use Tide. We haven't used Tide. We haven't used. There's certain things that we can't use in the house because.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna find this out.
My daughter a while back had sensitive skin, so it would break her out immediately. And since she's been gone, we just never went back.
White Cloud was awesome for when my daughter had sensitivity to the perfumes and stuff.
Yeah, it was that.
I think it was White Cloud, or was it Pure? Might have been Pure.
Well, I'm starting to look at that other detergent that don't come in the bottles.
Yeah, I got 4 more of these videos. I'm thinking about calling out Monday.
I don't come back to work till next Friday, so.
Oh boy, he
heck no! Then I know I'm gonna roll through these now because you. But
I got 2 interviews to prepare for next week.
Job interview.
I'm excited because
I'm excited.
Did you say job interviews or just interviews? Oh,
job interviews. Yeah.
However, I can say that I have been excited for this on one other situation, and I haven't heard it.
Man.
I haven't heard.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
So I'm going to keep my
expectations were higher than mine. So that's on you. I told you at the time.
That's a B problem. That's a B problem. So, yeah, I have no segue. Move on. So we're gonna move on to this, and I'm gonna tell you off the bat that it starts off saying black people, blah blah blah. It's not a black and white thing. It really isn't. It's an everything thing. It's more or less a message to the Karens out there and the what's the male version?
Ken.
Oh, Ken. That would be Ken.
Okay, so this is more of a thing for the Karens and Kens out there who refuse to hear this message. You may want to pay attention because it's only going to be told to you once. After that, good luck.
I'm not sure who needs to hear this, but if a black person tells you you picked the right one today, you in fact did not pick the right one. Also, the phrase, who do you think you're talking to, is not an actual question, just the FYI. And my personal favorite, I got time today, doesn't mean they actually have time, but for you, it will clear their schedule. See, also, your mother says, what did you just say to me? The correct answer is nothing, sorry. Another one of my favorites here. You gonna learn today. Please know a physical lesson is about to be taught. Run. And with that being said, the phrase, be right back, is the deadliest of them all. You shouldn't be there when they get back. You should not be there. And from the East Coast to the West Coast, I'm sure we got familiar with this one. You got me fucked up is definitely like top 3. And let's not forget about the descendant. You got me all the way fucked up. So we sprinkle cultural competency in it. Also, if the shorts are being pulled up while they asking what's up, just know there's no interest in knowing what's actually up. Run.
There's your fair warning.
Ken, don't listen to none of that. Don't listen, Ken. Don't listen. Don't listen. When we say you got me fucked up, it just means I need you to explain some more. Explain some more, Ken. Explain some more. Come on, Ken.
Thea's trying to get y'all fucked up from me.
Y'all did not tell me. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all didn't tell me to take off my headphones or nothing.
Okay, Tracy, let's just be honest. This is the reason why. Because several times that I said for you to take your headphones off, you go, I can still hear you. You know that, right? And then a couple of times you went, you know I'm grown, right? You know I'm a girl. So what's the point?
I know. Can't I make fun of y'all? No, I guess not.
No.
Say, yeah. Hey, man. Hey, say it again. Say it again.
Oh, God. How did they miss that one? When somebody tilts their head as if they're trying to put their ear to you, and they look out the side of their eye and go, what you say? Say that again. They're not purposely wanting you to repeat it. There is a video out there, and I said this earlier, I never did finish the sentence because I'm not going to show it to you, but please go search it out. The white gentleman in a restaurant asked a black man, what's the difference between the N-word and a black person? You, sir, was under the assumption that we, the black community, was actually going to explain it to you. We, the black community, are no longer going to explain it to you. We just slapped the living crap out of you so many times that I lost count.
Yeah, I just black out at the N-word. So it doesn't matter what follows.
Pretty much.
You know?
And Tracy, you know I don't like violent videos. I really don't. I promise you I watched this sucker like 3-4 times.
I finally saw it.
I couldn't help but like, oh my, because I was so enamored about.
And he open hand slapped him. He didn't just.
That's why I can stand it.
Open hand.
That's literally why I can stand it. That you, when somebody say I'm sorry, Tracy. When somebody's literally saying I'm going to slap the shit out of you, and they literally do slap the shit out of you,
and he got back up like, yep, give me more. Give me more.
Because see, this was the lesson in the moment for those of you who have seen it. If a man slaps another man, that is simultaneously inflicting harm and telling you you ain't worth nothing. You're nothing. And I dare you to stand up and swing back. I dare you. It's a way to break the other man's spirit. If I'm slapping you, that's because I have zero regard for you.
You know,
Zero.
I thought they was gonna break out the Ice-T video, the Twisted Tea.
No.
Oh, yeah, we said say it again.
No, that's the funny thing about it is
like,
I watched the video over and over again because the dude was just slapping the living crap out of him. I didn't expect like an arrogant, self-centered, egotistical, privileged white dude that you were, if you was going to stand up and ask and say it over again. Again, sir, you thought we were done. Rightfully so. because history has dictated that that's what we normally would do. That was history. History is over. You purposely is erasing it, so there's no need to relive it. So we're rewriting history. And so we went back to slapping the living crap out of you to the point where you fell over.
It was like, yeah. I'm sorry, Marlon, go ahead.
Go ahead, Trace.
I was going to say this. Look, Ken, he already embarrassed you. Just stay on the ground. Don't get up. Don't say the N-word anymore. Don't just stay there on the ground. This nitwit gets back up, repeats the N-word, and then gets slapped again. And I loved how they asked him, "We're gonna have to ask you to leave the restaurant." I thought that was hilarious.
That's the funniest whole video. That's the funniest thing in the whole video. There is still somebody who still is immersed in their white privilege that while he was getting slapped. So I wanted to make that perfectly clear to everybody. It's not before, it's not after.
It's during.
It's during him getting slapped to the corner of somebody in their white privilege type mentality to say, "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave." Dude, I need you to read the room. I need you to read the room right now.
Nobody came to
Not the time.
Yeah.
Your timing sucks. Not the time.
So, because they said that they said that to the black guy, I think.
I think he probably just said it out loud.
Because we don't know what stir he was talking to. I was assuming they said it to the black guy, but I was like, well, maybe because he's doing the hitting. But then I thought, well, they could have been.
Yeah, but here's the
I'm
thing.
not a violent person, but that was the funniest video I've seen in a long time.
I would have, as an employee, first of all, both of these men were well over 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he slapped him like he was a young person. The funniest
part of the whole video to me was when the brother took his hat, flipped it, caught it, put it back on his head. That was my work is done here. That was
I finished
right there. But as an employee, I'd have been like, I need you to leave. Now my motivation for it would have been a little different. My motivation would have been
before the cops get here.
Yeah, brother, I need you in your car and on the way before what shows up. Because all they gonna see is some drunk white dude whose face is all red. That's what they go.
He ain't got to be drunk.
But he was drunk.
He was.
Oh, he was drunk.
I'm pretty sure he was drunk because you have to be drunk not for it to come out your mouth.
I bet his ass over there.
Come out your mouth, hit the floor, get up, and say it again.
Yeah, he said it twice. Like, oh, I'm gonna say it again just to test it. Did I get hit? Nah, I'm sober. Nope.
I'm sorry. That was the funniest. That was one of the funniest.
No, the twisted
and
tea, unfortunately, was funnier, which I feel bad for watching that.
I have to put the disclaimer on it, like I do all my videos. I don't condone it, but I do understand it.
I condone it.
You would.
You probably
you don't
would.
care if I get kicked off of YouTube, so you don't care.
Oh, my bad. Marlon does not condone it.
Help him.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Show the video. He laughed and he said he was going to practice that flip. After this point, you kind of have to.
I mean, he slapped him in the middle of this week, next week, and the week after.
I have never seen that, and I'm going to move on. I just have to say this real quick. I've seen dudes get knocked out. Of course, I grew up in the hood. I've seen it many a times. It ain't funny. That's what really stops me from watching violent videos and everything, even when they try to make it a hee and ha and everything. It's like it's not funny to me, especially because I've seen it in person and I've seen what you think is funny when they fall on the ground. You don't realize what the aftermath of that fall is. So it's like, no, this is not funny because you turn the video off right before you see the aftermath of people on the ground. That being said, I have never seen somebody get knocked out from being slapped. Not once.
Well, he didn't technically get knocked out.
He technically got knocked down. Okay.
Yeah,
he got
the purpose of the slap is to humble you. See, after this is all over, you will have no confusion in your mind that you were in a fight. You weren't in a fight. See, in a fight, I punched you.
No.
Yeah, in a fight, he
I'm
swung
gonna go
back.
home
This
knowing
guy
you
didn't even
got-
swing
Oh, I
back.
thought you were gonna say
He
something
just fell
different. Is
down.
I thought you were gonna say in a fight you actually fight back.
He didn't fight
Not
back.
necessarily, because
He fell down.
the person fighting
This-
you is bigger and stronger. But you can tell your
Yes,
friends.
no.
I'm saying
That
you
was
can tell
the
your
worst
friends.
defense I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
He
That
should've
dude
stayed
didn't put his
down.
hand up one
But that's
time
his
to
fault.
deflect
That's his fault.
anything.
Because he had gotten slapped. So what my point is, if let's say that the brother had decided to punch him, okay,
Yeah, he would have been.
whether he got
That's
knocked
assault.
out or not, both of them are assault.
Yo,
But
both of them.
whether
but
he got
one is-
knocked out or not, he could still tell his friends, "Yeah, he just got me one good time, and there was nothing I could really do." You got slapped.
And then he
There's
got
no
back
way
up
to
and
spin
said,
the story of
No.
getting slapped. There's no way. There's no
Yeah.
way.
You could say he caught me by surprise. I didn't think it was
Not
coming.
with a slap.
Dude, dude, do yourself a favor.
Don't say the N word no more.
If anybody, well, I'll be the first to let you know he's going to do it again.
Absolutely.
Do yourself a favor, though. If your friends see this video and they laughing at you, going, "Ha ha, what happened?" Don't make up a story, because anything
Yeah.
that you come up with is going to be.
And you know, it's a small town probably, so everybody know, oh, that's the man that got slapped.
Hey, y'all gonna make up some time real quick because I got to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Yep, he got to step away,
Yeah,
so
he
it's just us. He got his card clean. Like, oh,
It's really bad. It's really bad. So since Theus is off the show, tomorrow's show, I could tell you off the bat what it's gonna be about and why I didn't do last Sunday's show. So I'm giving you all forewarning. If you want to go, I am going to go into the deep dive of pretty much every racial court decision that has been going on that we've been missing lately that we haven't had a chance to talk about. So we will be discussing the Porter decision of 2 years in jail or 1 year in jail. 2 years in jail, which he'll probably do 6 months about. We'll go into a deep dive discussion about that. We're going to go into the discussion about the Ahmaud Arbery murderers who was found guilty on all charges on the federal level. We're going into discussion about the 3 cops in the Chauvin case, George Floyd case, found guilty on all 3 charges. We'll go into discussion about the Amir murder as well. So that's the reason why I took Sunday off, because it's an abundance amount of things that came out. We will touch a little bit on the Ukraine-Russian situation. And the only reason I say a little bit of it is because I don't want to, when it comes to war, so to speak, it's a moving vehicle. So anything that I say at 9 o'clock could change at 10 o'clock, which could change at 11 o'clock. But I can give you a sneak peek on it. The old saying of, don't do something because it's not going to end the way you think it is. You know, I've been saying that for so long, my little catchphrase that I've been saying. Yeah, Russia is finding that out actually right now. It's not going the way they think it's going. And honestly, it's their fault. But we'll go into discussion about why that is. So that's what's going to be on the show tomorrow. I'm pulling a Theus and actually getting up early in the morning so I can get all this information together. And I'm going to make it at 9 o'clock because that's what we used to, but I may actually make it at 8 o'clock because there's so much to get into. I haven't made that decision yet. But it's so much that we're getting into, and I find that I have to make sure that I get proper information out and not just pieces here and there. And I know, and I've been around Theus long enough, and he knows, we're going to say our piece for how long it ever is. So that's why I was saying the 8 o'clock thing. I don't know. But we're going to say our piece because there are some victories, and I get that, but there'll be some BS stuff going on too. And you're going to be heard about that too. So that's what's going on tomorrow's show. Theus is back from the bathroom, so we're going to move on to.
I ain't go potty. I went to go check on my child.
Good.
Nah.
They okay?
Only one of them's here, so that's why I went to go check.
Oh. By the white cop who had 80 charges before he was.
Good old America.
Oh, and I also got to remember about the, what was it, 80 plus cops in Texas under indictment.
Then they all get like $1 bail or something crazy.
$1 bail, yeah, for what went on with the BLM protest. It's a lot, everybody. It's a lot. That's why I said just keep your eyes open. Tracy, make sure that you email or text Nikki. It's a lot, and like I said, I just don't want to. I don't want to become that show that picks and chooses certain objects because we in this certain time frame, and we need to get. We in this time frame, so we can't talk about this because we got to go. I don't want to be that type of show because it's a lot, and I'm gonna learn a lesson of going. Don't take another Sunday off, Marlon, because you have a lot to say. Russia, Ukraine has messed up history. No one is innocent, but war is never the answer. Yeah, we're not going to discuss it right now because it's like I said, it's such a moving vehicle. I just don't want to get into it, and everything that I say now is completely, utterly useless by morning. So we're going to move on, and me personally, I don't understand why this woman is embarrassed, because I feel like we've all been there before. You know, things happen. So I don't understand why she's embarrassed. So y'all let me know.
Y'all. Oh my God. So, I'm laying on the couch and minding my business, scrolling on TikTok, minding my business. The UPS man is delivering to the people across the hall. But then he knock on this door. So I'm like, oh, I might got a package. I get up, peek my head. Hey, how you doing? He was like, hey, your key is in the lock. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. So I widened the door to get the key out and his mouth dropped. And he was like, yeah. You welcome. And went down the stairs and just fled. And I'm just like, okay, weirdo. So I shut the door and went to put the key down. When I went to put the key down is when I realized why his mouth fell open. My whole left titty was out my tank top. My titty was out my tank top.
I can honestly say that's never happened to me.
Yeah, that's never happened to me.
It's an honest thing.
I mean, it happens to big bosom women, but since I have no bosom, that never happened to me.
I've never had one of my chesticles fall out.
No, like that's never happened.
That's never.
I mean, the skirt inside the pantyhose might have happened, but.
And I've never been the recipient of the experience of someone opening the door and their extended breathing apparatus being exposed. So I just.
Oh my gosh!
I've experienced it once, and
never had.
Quite
Knowing my luck, if it ever happened, it'd be somebody that I really wish it hadn't.
Do you really wish that would happen?
Depends on who's on who.
I was younger, and there was nothing wrong with that older woman. So no.
Yeah. I'm like, Marlon seems happy about his.
Some things you can't unsee. You know.
Do you want to see church mother with her boobs all hanging out to her? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Consider that some church mothers at this point in time are still in their 20s and 30s.
Now, look, you know we've had this conversation before. You have
She's
to
talking
be
about the ones who actually get to be on the mother's board. You got to be 60 years old to get on the
You got to be 70 plus.
70? Okay.
Yeah, Mickey, you do, because mine ain't falling. If you see mine, you really look like you you got a magnifying glass.
Marlon, find the next video.
And
Marlon.
you got to do this.
Marlon, find the next video.
Oh, no. You want me to cut Tracy off?
Marlon, find the next video.
That is so rude.
Dude, that's my sister. Find the next video.
So rude. That is so rude. Tracy, you talk about your breast all you want to. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm not top heavy. These are facts. She was top heavy.
Okay, Theus, I agree with you now. We're moving on.
I'm more bottom heavy. Now we talking about bottom heavy. Oh yeah, all day. Yep.
I mean, she ain't noticed the breeze.
But sometimes they so big though. Apparently, this happens.
The absence of support.
But most big busting women don't wear bras for some odd reason. I'm like, y'all the ones that need to. Oh, sorry, Marlon.
Especially if you go to Walmart.
Oh, no, that's when they don't wear them.
I don't go to Walmart. I go to Target where people wear bras.
Look at Marlon's face. Just trying not to laugh. I'm sorry.
Honestly don't even give a damn no more. I just don't care. I just don't.
I'm sorry, but that's just like, I'm like, hey, please.
And Nikki on the show here too.
Oh no, Mickey, that's the one part of me that isn't flat. Yeah, that's the one part of me that is not flat. I could lose 90 pounds and my butt would still be like 90% of me. Still would be, no matter what I did. And people will let you know about it too. Yes, people.
I'm a dude. We're going to let you know about your
No,
breasts,
I'm talking
too.
about women too. I wish I had your... like, no, shut up. I'm done.
I really don't trust you.
I really am done. I am done.
2 more videos. So when I saw this video, the first thing that popped in my head is this actually will be a show that Tracy not only would watch, but somehow would make it a part of the show where me and Thea make the top 15 or whatever the heck she does. But I guarantee you this will be the type of show that Tracy would watch.
This is the 3rd victim we found this week. We gotta find this killer. That's why I'm here. Todd Phillips, NYPD. I'll be taking this case off your hands. And I'll be taking this case off of your hands. Phil Miller, NCIS. So what kind of case we got here? One that I'm about to solve. Anton Leeuwenhoek, FBI. Really looks like this killer went at it, huh? So we're gonna have to go at it even harder to find this maniac. Michael Jordan, CIA. I can't wait to find this lunatic. That's why we're not waiting at all. Cornelius Cobb, TSA. This kind of behavior isn't gonna fly with me. That's why I'm here to get this guy grounded. Flart McGurkin, PhD. God, this makes me sick. Tell me about it. Dingus McFlingus, TGIF. We got any leads on this guy yet? Only the ones I'm here to find. Dolly Parton, LMNOP. So, are we all just gonna stand here or what? I'll go with or what. Splart Flanders, STD PB&J. So, what do we know? Only what I'm about to tell you. Dennis Rader, BTK. I killed those people. Just like how we're about to... Wait, hold up. You did what?
I I actually hate all the Law and Order, Special Victims, NCIS, CSI shows. I can't stand any of them. But I thought the Dolly Parton LMLP was hilarious. And the Super Mario hat was funny. And the peanut butter one was funny too.
The Dolly Parton part was the one I didn't like the most out of the whole thing. And I think his voice is awesome for doing video and audio.
Yeah, because all those shows are exactly the same.
Well, one thing I can say that Tracy, you're really good at taking the sales out of my life. I actually watched a new version of Law and Order. And what I mean new is it's like the 30-something season, so I don't even know where we're at right now.
There's a new version I heard about.
But it's a new version that I watched the first episode. Really like it. Really do. Only reason being is because it has two of my favorite actors on it.
Sorry, y'all.
Two of my favorite actors on it. One is from Burn Notice.
Is it Michael?
Yeah, Michael is on there.
All right, I might check it out. I like him. I think he's hilarious.
And surprisingly enough, he acts exactly alike, just less laughing. But his mannerism and everything, when he's talking serious and everything, exactly the same. Period. Nothing changed. And then you got the guy from Blackish, which is back on there.
Yeah, that's where he got his start at. No, that's wrong. He started on Hang Time. Yeah. Sorry, wrong show.
I don't remember where Anthony started, but it wasn't on there.
It wasn't on Law and Order because he did.
No, it was on Hang Time.
Before he got on
he
there.
was on Hang Time. It was a Saved by the Bell knockoff. Oh, wait a minute. Now I watch too much TV. Let's just keep going.
The only reason why I know he didn't start on there is because I found him when he was doing a comedy show. And then when he got on Law and Order, he did a comedy show. Then he did something serious. Then he went back to comedy. And then he went back to Law and Order. So I was like, either you're confused or you're one of the greatest actors that no one is talking about because you're very good at going between comedy and drama. Because at this point, I've never watched I watched Law and Order SUV, and at a certain point, even that burned out on me. But I know of Law and Order. So when I saw him on there, I'm like, well, I know Law and Order is not a comedy. It's pure drama. So I was like,
I know
you're really, really good. And then when I saw him that he was doing years and years of it, I was like, okay, I guess you are really, really good.
And I never watched Blackish. So
me either.
I didn't wanna.
Everybody was like, it's funny. I'm like, okay, whatever you say.
Yeah, you lost me with the title, so it didn't
y'all please get off literally get off Tracy's ass. I'm so done with this subject.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm the one that got to bear this big old caboose around. Yes, Anna, they make stupid comments. I'm like, shut up. He killed someone. Yes, he did. It was in the Mario hat.
Yeah, by the way, is that not the quickest decision? Is that not the quickest case you ever seen?
They're all the same. Yeah, that's why I don't like Law and Order and CSI and
I like
Hawaii
CSI. I like the new CSI.
No. I don't like the new Hawaii 5-0. I like the old one.
I'm not really big on cop shows.
I like cop shows depending on how they depict it. That's why I gave Law and Order a chance because I'm really good at the newer shows coming out and hoping that they will be more truthful than the old shows that we used to watch, where the cop will be able to go into the interrogation room and beat the crap out of somebody to the point.
You mean like Hill Street Blues?
No, absolutely not. because
they did do that on Hill Street Blues.
Because I grew up and realized that's a BS that shouldn't even be happening. Not only on a TV show, it shouldn't be happening in real life. And let's be realistic, it did happen in real life. So I give cop shows a chance because if I see it, I'm done with it.
It all depends for me.
Yeah,
and this show did, and I'll give you a hint on one part of it, which I hope they change. First of all, the first episode, Theus, if you do watch the first Law and Order, off the bat, it's the Cosby case. So don't hurt.
Because they always take it from the headlines.
Don't hurt your brain trying to figure this out. After a while, when they start explaining stuff in the show and everything, you start looking at it with, holy shit, that's the damn Cosby case.
Well, they do that stuff all the time.
That's how you make sure you, especially if you're trying to come into a new series, you start with something that
ripped from the headlines. That's what they call it.
But no, my thing with cop shows is just they don't always hold my attention. So I like maybe the undercover type shows, the shows where the police are involved but they're not central to it.
Magnum PI.
Well, no, I'm not going that far back, but
they have a newer version,
like Person of Interest. I still love that show, Person of Interest.
I love that show.
And the police were weaved in and out of it.
That season was
all the way through.
really getting on my last nerve.
The last season was because the budget had ended. They knew they were ending the show. They were bringing it to a close. And that's what they do on those types of shows.
But the funny thing about it, well, no, the storyline rocks. It was really bad. They had painted themselves into a corner, and I saw that.
Which they would never do.
If they knew they was coming back the next season, they'd be like, oh.
Yeah, based on how the show was written, there's no way they would have painted themselves into the corner like that. But from the moment they brought Shaw into the show, which I love Shaw. From the moment they brought her in, you knew they were winding down.
Shaw and Root.
Y'all talking about show.
You would have to watch the show because honestly, John was my favorite character on there. He really was.
Root was my favorite.
But then when Shaw and Root came onto the show, it was like, one, I'm not going to pick between the two because y'all are just so equal on keeping my attention. But up to that
point,
the
bad guys were well done too.
And the funny thing about it is they sort of started taking away from it, which kind of was irking me the most was, and I saw they doing it, but it was so interesting at that point I didn't want to stop watching it. The whole point of the show was that the machine would give a social security number for a person who's going to be in an event. And your job is to prevent the event that's going to happen. What carried the show for me was, but you don't know if that social security number was of the good guy or the bad guy. So that what was piquing my interest is you don't know if you're saving this social security number or you're stopping this social security number. And that what was piquing my interest. Then as the show went on, they just stopped doing that.
All of that stuff, just give me.
Well, they started weaving it into it because they had to drift off of that to keep the show relevant.
See, y'all be watching them deep.
I don't think I would disagree. That was what kept me in the show. Was it was almost what's the show that my wife is watching now? It's almost like a Snap type show, you know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like that's what gets you into it. But once you get into it, then something has to be there to get you into more seasons. And what gets you into more seasons is realizing that, yes, you don't know if they're on this side or that side of the equation, but there is an equation. And it starts to speak to you to the rhyme and the riddle behind what you thought you were really watching. You know what I mean? Like that's what lets it go into more seasons. Otherwise, you would have just kind of been like, All right. Well, today on Fantasy Island.
But that's the problem that I'm having is that once after a while, then they just started identifying this is a bad guy, this is a good guy.
Well, that's
they used
only
to get the number
after it started to distill down into what was really at play. Yeah. That's when that started happening. When it started,
that's the part I wasn't liking. I like
I enjoyed it. And I'm sorry, Tracy. I know it's not a show you've seen.
But I'm just like I just stay on Tubi.
You really should check out the show. It really was.
You know, I love my classic TV. I can't with these new shows. I'm like they.
This show.
It's not a new show. It's off the
air. This was the
Raji
P. Henson before people knew who really.
Oh no, I'm talking like when I say classic, I'm talking about the 80s, stuff I grew up on, 80s and 70s and 60s and 50s. I came with this new stuff.
I mean, hey, enjoy TV Land. I enjoy TV Land too.
TV Land doesn't show anything. TV Land does not show classic TV shows anymore.
Or the Roku channel. The Roku channel.
No,
that'll get you some stuff.
I have the Tubi app because they show Benson, they show the Jeffersons, they show Batman and Robin, the one with Adam West.
Yeah, I tried to watch that with my kids. It didn't work. I couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Man, that show was terrible.
That's what I grew up on. I loved it.
Are you about to watch a new Batman movie?
I don't know. I never got to see the last Batman movie.
I stopped watching when Michael Keaton was in it. I'm like, what about?
I stopped watching when Christian Bale died. Not Christian Bale. I'm sorry.
Heath Ledger.
And who died?
Heath Ledger. Yeah, when Heath Ledger died, I was done.
But then again, we never agreed on who was the best
series.
Batman in a way, so it don't matter.
I'm like,
you keep changing Batman.
Maybe that new guy that was on Twilight, and he's the new Batman.
Wow. Yeah, and I finally caught the concept of why they're
calling that the Batman. I'm like, for what?
Because
licensing.
Okay, I'm a nerd out for a little bit. You have to realize that there's two types of Batman. There's two types. The ones that
I grew up on.
The two types of you're a third because yours was campy. So,
which was hilariously entertaining.
If you can go to sleep on that knowledge, knock yourself out.
Because that series, I'm sorry, Marlon, that series, the Jack Nicholson series, right?
No, Adam West.
That series of Batman movies, Jack Nicholson played the Joker so well that he owns that role for that series. But that series of Batman movies were horrible.
I'm talking about the TV show. I'm not talking about the movie. The TV show was awesome. I don't know what y'all saw. I don't know what y'all was watching.
If you're watching Batman, there's two types of Batman.
You're talking about the movies, right?
Minus the campy crap, which is 3, but I'll just say it's campy. But we're so separated. So looking at Michael Keaton's Batman, because a lot of comic books was like that too, is that it was edgy, but not going too far. So, pow, pow, I shoot you, you ain't gonna see no blood. Drop off a building, you're not gonna see the crash, but you're gonna see the aftermath of the crash. Those were those type of Batman. And in the comic books depicted that. Then there was the edgy, raw Gotham City and Batman. This was what they would call the realistic version of Batman. So the Joker, just to give you an example, the Joker we would grow up on and we would see would do joy buzzers or acid flowers or stuff like that. The raw Batman, and the only reason I've said it is because that's what the Batman, the movie that's coming out, that's what this is depicted on. So the Joker what you was talking about, Thea's, who he would shoot people. The Jack Nicholson person shoot people, act crazy. You don't know what he's thinking, blah, blah, blah. That was I can handle this type of Batman movies. The raw Batman was the one where they don't tell you just how far the Joker has gone, such as skinning a person alive and sending him out naked to walk through the club for help. Or the Joker who purposely cut his face off and then staple it back on himself. That is the raw.
See, I can't
Batman.
with all this darkness.
And that's what you're going to see when you see the Batman.
I just want to laugh.
Yeah,
that's
you
all
ain't gonna
I
laugh
want
at
to
this
do
movie,
is
buddy.
laugh. This is why I like comedies better. If I'm going to go to a movie, which is rare, I want to laugh. Like I did at the movie Cats.
Well, you ain't going to laugh.
Laugh. Just
See,
laugh.
To me,
laugh.
I think it's unnecessary to go. Like I see where the entertainment is going, where they're like trying to weave more gritty psychology into things. So like when you're watching it, you're actually going on a kind of a mental trip, so to speak, like the movie Joker, which I thought was terrible. But
I didn't want to watch it, so I didn't go.
Yeah, it was terrible to me because it was nothing but a romping psychosis. But that's where things are going. But my problem is when you get that accurate in bringing real mental issues into the light and using it for entertainment while simultaneously being in an environment or a society that has zero interest in really helping the people with the real issues that you're depicting in such a real light, you're triggering people that you aren't even going to help. So now more crazy stuff starts happening because you're literally setting people off just for your own entertainment.
In other
And
words,
I don't like
give
that.
me Eartha Kitt, give me Cesar Romero, and give me Adam West, because I
But then
cannot.
that goofy stuff that like what she's talking about from the 80s, I don't like that
60s.
because it was just like
It's a good laugh.
I have to put some
right,
reality in every fantasy comic book, however you want to say it, thing. The Michael Keaton era was about as far as I want to go.
Oh, I'm Christian Slater or whatever his name was. That guy.
Yeah, I'll push it towards that. It wasn't bad because my deal is this. Gotham City is supposed to be the grittier version than Metropolis. That's the whole point.
It's supposed to be New York.
I thought Metropolis was New York.
Yeah, but it was Superman's New York.
Yeah. What was Gotham supposed to be? Chicago?
To me, I always took Gotham as being New York, and Metropolis.
I always thought Gotham was New York. I didn't think Metropolis was New York.
What is Metropolis then?
L.A.
No, but they treated them both like everything's centered around New York.
Yeah, everything. Both of them.
Because in America, New York is the epitome of
big, large city,
big city,
scary,
fast moving. You know what I'm saying? But it was like Superman was the holistic, clean, America's boy kind of character. And then Batman was designed to be a darker version. Like, even in its cleanest way, it was darker than Superman. Like, Superman was nothing but one big America is great campaign ad. Even though you're celebrating an illegal alien.
He let Muhammad Ali beat the crap out of him. We're not going to go through this again. He let Muhammad Ali beat the crap out of him.
It's all fantasy, so I'm not going to drift into that because you guys are going to go
I don't care.
way past where I'm capable
but,
of
But the depiction
yeah.
I was trying to get to was that I have to put some reality in pretty much anything that I watch, fantasy, whatever. And that's why I don't like the Batman and the gritty and the grimy stuff, even in the comic book. Because my reality that I depicted in it is, oh my God, why would you want to live in this city?
No one wants to live
This
in
is awful. You could go around the corner and get killed simply because you went around the corner.
How is that not reality?
Yeah,
because that's not my reality.
I can walk out.
A reality is not.
It's
not the reality we want. Movies are supposed to be a way of escape. Like, for a few hours you can escape what you go. This is why I don't like movies. Especially
now I feel you.
These gritty movies. I'm like, what the heck?
Some movies are supposed to be escapism. They're supposed to be entertaining. They're supposed to be educational. There's so many different things that movies can do. And one of them is taking you into the darker side of the realities of life.
Yeah, and I
get that, but I don't find that entertaining. Like the movie called, remember Marlon and Tracy, is a movie called For Colored Girls, and what was the one? Precious, right? So are there terrible worlds and living experiences out? Absolutely. Make those documentaries. I don't need to watch from a movie that's from beginning to end is bad.
But Precious had a happy ending, though. She did end up.
But you have to sit through all of it.
I know.
Misery.
But that is a true story that happened to a true person. That
it was based off a true story. But my point is, make that a document for my type of entertainment taste. You would make that like a documentary and an expose. Try to solve the issues that drive these things. That's not entertaining to me.
By the way, based off of a true story, so was Blindside until we realized that a bunch of that was a bunch of lies.
Yeah, but the Precious story, that the person who actually wrote the book that became the movie was like, this is fairly accurate.
But that's fine. But you know what? That's your trauma. So what type of person?
But she wrote a book that somebody said, oh, this would be a good movie.
That's right. So she wrote about her trauma. Cool. But my thing is, it's trauma, right? And to me, it's like trauma porn. Like you're literally watching this, not because you're waiting to feel better about a situation. You're literally watching it for the misery. Like that's why you're watching.
As a person who just literally said, movies are for escape. But not every time I go to see a movie am I thinking, oh, when I saw Schindler's List, I literally, that's one of the few movies I've ever cried at. I was like, this is like, I can't take this.
That's a traumatic movie. You don't walk away from that movie.
But I'm not going to avoid.
Wow, that was a good movie right there. No, you said
it was a good movie. It was a very good movie.
I learned a lot from it, right? But you don't come out, wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and also, anyway, fine. Everybody has their different types of entertainment. And that's cool. But what I'm saying is, Tracy, as you make a point about why Precious and Schindler's List are good movies in their own right, that's the exact same point that would be made for Joker or that darker Batman that Marlon's talking about. It's the exact same point.
You have some people who are movie buffs. You also have some people who have a certain thing that they like to watch. Unfortunately, we have certain people who like to watch movies that depict misery.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
It's a movie called Misery.
I like romantic comedies.
Oh, I can't stand those at all.
I love a romantic
comedy. I look at stuff that just is entertainment to me. I don't have a certain genre. I have never seen Precious because that's not something that I want to watch.
Never watched Color Purple either.
I've watched The Color Purple.
Yeah, I've watched The Color Purple several times. It's
my
not
black
as
card
good
has been
as
threatened to be revoked many a times because I don't watch The Color Purple, 5 Heartbeats, or The Jackson Story.
I never.
But I have. I'm hypersensitive.
Y'all never watched The Jackson Story?
Let me explain something to you.
Oh.
I'm also not going to watch movies where I can just really just read their history. So that's my issue with. I'm a huge New Edition fan. Everybody knows that. I have not watched a New Edition movie. Why?
What?
Because I already know it. So why am I going to watch a movie that depicted it? I don't care. I've already know the story. I already know the history. So if I already know the history of certain things, I'm not going to go to the movies and watch it because my whole point would be I'm going to be looking at it going, which one is this is a lie? And I'm not going to waste my money and my time doing that. So I'm not going to watch it.
It wasn't a theatrical movie. It was a BET movie. There's a difference.
I'm not going to, I don't care. Like the Temptation movie. I don't care. I can read the history of it. I can get the real grassroots reason behind it.
When Jamie Foxx was in Ray, y'all didn't watch Ray.
Yeah, now I watched that movie. I'll never watch it again. But
I never watched Ray.
Movie. Oh, that was a great movie.
That movie was great. Jamie Foxx can barely act, but he did great in that movie. He can barely act.
You know what?
Barely.
No.
I didn't say he couldn't act. I said he can barely act. He getting in there by the skin of his teeth. I'm like, he did good in this one, but
that
Booty
is one of the
Call,
most talented
Booty Call,
artists.
terrible movie.
That's bad writing.
Booty Call was a terrible movie, but that was kind of the point.
And the movie where he played the quarterback. No, the movie where LL Cool J was it LL Cool J
Sunday?
Yeah, that was terrible too. I'm like, go away.
That's on the writing. That's not on the acting.
And
like,
you gonna tell me he was
made to be that way?
You gonna tell me he was good in the Jamie Foxx show? You gonna sit here and tell me that?
I love that show.
Oh my gosh!
But that show was about it was a different thing. It was literally supposed to be corny comedy. That's like watching the Wayans brothers comedy, their show, and being like, this show just isn't very well written. No kidding. It's not meant to be.
No, I didn't say he was a bad actor. I said he's barely a good actor, but he did very well in Ray. Very well in Ray.
We all like different types of stuff.
And of course, I just watch movies so bad, I actually paid to see Cats. I'm telling you,
your movie choices are very unique.
I rarely go to the movies.
Your entertainment choices are quite unique, and that's cool.
I prefer the stage.
God, I ain't got but one more video to watch. I always got to show this one last video.
About to be Cats on a Hot Tin Roof.
It's a great play. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is a video.
No, it was also a play.
No, I'm talking about the video he's about to do.
Oh, sorry. I'm like, it's a great play. What you talking about?
Why are the cats on a hot tin roof?
This is what happened when you can't fire anybody that you don't pay. But that's okay. I'll be on Tracy's show really, really soon. And Thea's. And I'm going to say crap that has absolutely, positively nothing to do with the subject.
Oh, like you don't do it too.
Yeah, pretty much. So
yeah, I'm like,
you the one that
so
got us
this
all
video
into
is
Batman
for Thea's and Tracy for their job they do, and because it's true, it's absolutely true.
Thanks for contacting the fruit. My name is Carter. How can I help you? Hold on, sir. I heard you getting loud, and I think you just got it confused. I make $19 an hour.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I was just letting you know that because it just lets you know that I'm an employee and not the employer. I don't own this company. So all of that you were getting ready to give to me, I want you to give it to them because they make all of the decisions. I would give you every refund if you wanted it. Because I could care less. It's not my money. I give you the whole store. But it's not me, it's them. So I'm going to need you to contact them at www.thefruit/customer complaint, and they will be able to see your complaints there. Otherwise, if you have anything that I can assist you with, like reimbursements that I can possibly give to you, or things with the account in general, I can assist you with that today.
I do have a charge on my account.
Sure, I'd be more than happy to help you with your account. Of course. Just long as we're not yelling at each other. All right.
Yeah. I'm not the one to yell at. And yet, man, I did. Okay, never mind. Gonna get my pressures up.
As a matter of fact, go ahead and get your pressures up. I gotta take care of something real quick. So knock yourself out.
I was talking to my partner in crime at work, and I'm like, all day long I deal with people who are just overly entitled. And like, you're entitled for no apparent reason, like none. Why are you yelling at me? Why are you insisting that something get done in some weird artificial time frame? Like, I had one lady telling me that this needs to be resolved in the next 5 minutes. And I'm like, Ma'am, I can tell you it's not going to be done in the next 5 minutes. Well, I'm telling you, I only have 5 minutes before I have to do X, Y, Z. Well, I can try to do what I can do for you, but it certainly won't be done in 5 minutes. You want me to call you back? You know, like.
This is why I dream of hitting the lottery. I have never played the lottery in my entire life. I don't even know how much lottery tickets are. But every time that phone rings, I'm like, boy, if I ever hit the lottery. There's got to be a certain amount. There's got to be a certain amount. It can't be anywhere under 50 million because, you know, Uncle Sam going to get that. That's 25 because I don't think I can make it off of 25. Heck, I can't make it off of 25 now. Yeah, like I got it like that. If I hit $1 billion, trust me, first 2 words out of my mouth, I quit. No, matter of fact, I won't even say I quit. I'm not even showing up. I'm just going to pack on my computer and just take it to work. No, I don't have to. Thank you.
Doc that last little check.
You can take this job and just go. I don't have to. And that's the thing that makes me mad. People think you have to. We don't have to put up with your foolishness. Foolishness.
You had to catch yourself?
I had to catch myself because, boy, I'm about to go with. I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't. Like, I'm.
And especially you have a job where you can't hang up on people. It's like, oh, the line. It got I don't know what happened.
Oh, so here's a trick to that. All right, so you're not supposed to hang up on people, and they can tell if you hung up, right? Because the phone will show like what command was given to kill it. So what you do is you turn off the computer.
Yep, then that's a system shutdown. Like the
System shutdown.
The whole system just went. I don't know what happened.
That's how you do it. I mean, I'm just saying, if that's what you were gonna need to do, that's how you do it. Because if you actually disconnect the call, I can tell that you disconnected the call. You know, but then it's just like, people, for real. What makes you so special that you can sit there and
I
yell
want something done in 5 minutes. Okay, all the time you're talking, you could have saved time.
I have to deal with that in the public sector. Everything that y'all go through, I actually see these people.
Yeah, thank goodness I don't see
absolutely have been one of my pet peeves. Is somebody trying to explain to me what needs to be done, and then spend the next 5 to 6 minutes explaining to me how fast it needs to be done and how accurate it needs to be done. And in the back of my mind, I'm sitting here saying, well, if you actually shut up long enough to allow me to actually go ahead and do it,
yeah, we
would have had this going. So please stop talking. Let me get to work, and we can get this moving. I don't need you to tell me how important it is. I need you to stop talking so I can give it the attention that it needs. But no, I have to sit here and listen to how important. Like, for instance, I understand that the FedEx package needs to be there the next day. I get it. I also get it when the FedEx sends you an alert saying the package is going to be late. It's not, in other words, it's not going to be there when they say it's going to be there. I get that too. So we got the importance. I get it. It's important that it gets there on time. It's not going to get there on time. Do not ask me to call FedEx and try to see if I can work it out. FedEx is $1 billion country. They can give a rat's ass about your package.
Thank you, for real.
They're not going to move mountains of any type to get your package to you. And I'm being truthful. They don't care if you're an attorney. They don't care if you're a doctor. They don't care if you makes $20,000 a year or $1 billion a year. They don't care. They're not going to do anything. Why are they not going to do anything? Because one, they have to, and this may become a shocker to a lot of people. They absolutely have no idea whatsoever where the hell your package is at this point. They don't. The only way they know is when the carrier or the driver scans the package. That sends the information to FedEx. Now they have a location of your package. If none of the drivers or the delivery people scan the package, they have absolutely no idea of where your package is in a warehouse that houses tens of millions of package up at any point.
Well, not only that, but let's just be real. Let's just assume you paid $100 for this service. Your $100 purchase is going to cost me $80 to do. So do you really think
I'm going to move for $20?
I'm going to move heaven and earth for $20?
No, sure not.
That's what you think? The person you just called, I pay them $15 an hour.
Maybe.
So the moment you already talk to them for 20 minutes, I'm getting real close to running a deficit here.
Yeah, and don't let it be medical supplies. Oh my goodness. I'm like, look, unless you on insulin, because I know. I don't know what to tell you. You better.
I get it.
I mean, you get it, but you can't. People, when you pick up the phone to call customer service, stop yelling and stop calling people fat. That's one I get. You're fat. I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to lose a couple pounds. Like,
I'm on the phone. How you know what I am?
That's what I was about to ask. Where was
no. This caller, he decided he was just gonna be reading nasty. So I say, no, what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna agree with everything he says, no matter what. I'm just gonna.
You don't do that.
No, I did because I was like, yes, you're right. I do need to. As soon as I said I do need to lose a couple pounds, he hung up because I'm like, no, you're not. Because what he was saying
he was trying to get you to react. I know.
Yeah, and I'm like, nope, not gonna do it.
But you don't have to feed into that. But that's your style. You chose what you did. I have a different style, and I deal with different things than you do. But yeah, I'm just like this particular person that I'm referencing that was just completely over the top. Even that person's spouse was like, this person is just, you're lucky you got me, because if you got that person, woo, right?
Hey, you got to put up with it.
So,
dude,
hey, whatever, that's their problem. But the worst part about everything is what your concern is real. And it's fixable. But it takes more than the person by myself
to fix it.
Yeah, so I have to pull in other resources to fix it, even though we've identified the problem. But because you're being just outright cruel, not just mean, you're being cruel. Do you really think your level of priority is going up? Or is it going down?
They operate under that. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. That's what they operate under.
Whatever.
And see, and I see it a little different, even though we're on the same path, Theas. And that is, I understand the importance of your request. My problem with you is your reality of the answer. And the two don't mash.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. And I think we get to a point where we have to deal with companies where we know what the answer is going to be. We do. But we have to find a way to explain to you that this request that you're asking is not going to happen. It's not in a time frame that you're asking for.
Yeah, and they ask for impossible time fixes. Right. I want it now. Well, no, now it's not going to happen.
In my opinion, my job, part of my job, is to make it happen. No matter if I like you, dislike you, nothing like that. Part of my job.
Yes, because you can't make that immediate. You still got to do work.
Reality still exists.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's my point.
Yeah, up there, I want it right now. No.
And this is probably why I think I'm so good on the phone, even though I hate being on the phone. I do understand why you're frustrated. I do understand why this is important to you. I also understand the processes I have to deal with. But more important than all of that, I understand that you don't know what you don't know. And I respect that. The problem we always will come into is when you think you can bully me through a phone.
Yeah, like you go
like
that's
where
I'm always like, I got your address. I got the
Tracy,
the information I got.
You Tracy, no.
No, I've never said that to a member, but they never think about that.
But you know what, Tracy? Let's be realistic. You do have the address and the phone number. Yeah, you're not gonna.
You have it right there. I'm not saying I've done it.
I've never even thought of it that way.
No.
But
I'm like, if these people just knew. Like when I call customer service, I'm thinking,
I'm the angry one, Tracy. I'm the angry one, and I've never thought of it that way. I
think about it all the time. Like I better stop thinking. Like I literally stop myself thinking, okay, don't.
That's why I like my immediate supervisor so much.
Yeah, because I'm like
the person that's above me, that's immediate to me. I'll never forget what she told me the first day. Is get the job done. And the first time I heard that, I went, "Oh God, here we go with here comes another a-hole jumping through hoops and everything else." And it was like, no. So if they had, and I was like, this, and I'll give you an example because I don't want to try to tell you what I do. But it's somewhat to the effect of, okay, this person is asking for a personal thing that only affects them. This person is asking for a personal thing, and I'm new here, so I don't know how to handle this. And she looked me dead in the face and go, so if you go do this thing, is that taking you away from the office? I said, well, yeah, of course. She said, okay, so don't do it because that's not your job. Your job is to get other jobs done. That person needs to go do their personal business, period. And if they have an issue with it, then tell them I said so and they can come talk to me. And I went, I love you. I love you so much because she was dead serious. It's like anything that would take me away from this office, and I get the concept now, but I've been there for years. Her concept is that office, I work for that office, not for a person. So
yeah, you're not the personal assistant.
Yeah, so anything that takes me from that office where I work for a multitude of people, which at this point is 120 people. So anything that takes me away from 120 people to handle one person, I don't do it. And that's why I like her, because I came from an office where it was the opposite. You handle every individual person individually. If there's 120 people, I did 120 individual things. And this woman looked me in the face and said, so if you do this personal thing, does that take you away from the office? And I was like, yeah, of course. Okay, then you're not doing it. Tell that person to go do it themselves. But if they have an issue with it, let me know. I was like,
yeah. So for me,
yeah, I love this woman. I love you to death.
My philosophy of management and the way I've always led my teams is my job is to make it easier for you to do your job, right? So my job is to remove obstacles, is to empower you, is to train you, redirect you when necessary. But you do the work. So in order for the work to get done, I got to remove the distractions. So don't nobody talk to my team but me. If you got a problem with one of my people, you come to me, right? That's my thing. I believe that to be a leader is to be an advocate. Now, don't abuse me. because then you become my enemy on my own team, and that's a problem.
I train every person that has come through. So, well, that's a lie. The majority of the people I've trained wound up being managers someplace else. And the only reason being is because I always told them one thing. One, don't make the job harder than what it is. If it's easy for you to do something, tell me what it is. Let me look through it. Because 9 out of 10, I'm going to go, yeah, that's an easy job. And you're doing good at it, so keep it going. You have some corporations that put so many nuances into situations that just don't need it. It just don't. You put so many rules and regulations ahead of it because apparently in your warped mind, by the way, for any other managers or supervisors that's watching, you put in your warped mind that is so easy and so easily containable and so easy to get done and so easy to quit. Obviously, there's an issue. No, it's because it's an easy position. It's an easy job to do. The only way you would literally, as a supervisor, will upset me so much is if the job doesn't get done. And if I find out the reason the job didn't get done because there's a bunch of BS rules and regulations that got it away and it slowed it down, guess who's going to remove it? Me. I'm going to remove it because I need the job to be done because I want my office to realize when somebody gives my office something, the job gets done. Period.
And
you ain't got to know how it got done. You just got to know that it was done.
Yeah. And it could depend on the discipline or the focus that you're dealing in, but that's where I think empowerment comes in. Because I can't have my team so worried about getting it wrong that they don't get it done. So if you did what makes sense and you can explain it to me, do it. If something comes out of that, then explain it to me, right? So I can then speak to it. But like I told my team when I used to manage the grocery store, I had 5 or 6 departments. I had 27 employees. I had 5 supervisors under me. And like I told them, I said, look, I can't sit here and do your job and my job. This is what I expect. This is how I view business. This is how I view service. This is how I view our metrics. If you are operating within that, make the best decision you can make at the time. And I will back you up 100%, even if I don't know what happened. Step outside of what I've laid out for you. Well, see, now that's when you're on your own. And to me, for me, that has always worked. Give your people, these are adults. These are adults, man. We're all adults trying to do a job. Give people some authority to do their job.
Susan, we about to go.
That's right, because it's the next day.
We about out. But yeah, that's what I'm saying is I want, when I say I want the job done, is I want the request to come in and I want the thing taken care of. What I don't want my people is to wind up going, okay, here's the request. Now I have to make sure that I do this and then this and then this and then this because that's the protocol for it. And then this and this. And I'm like, I have had several people because unfortunately the training has to go through several offices before it gets to me. And I've had several people come to me and go, okay, we got to do this. I was like, okay, well, you know how to do that? Yeah. Well, do we have to do this before? And I always sit there and go, what's the point? Oh, I don't know. They just told me to do it at this office. If you don't know what the point of it is it effective? Because when I give you something to do, I'm going to tell you why you need to do it. If the most simplest thing that I've ever told somebody is if you get an email request, and I've had people, God, this hurts the crap out of me. I've had people who have emailed me back. I sent a request to somebody. They sent me a request received. Congratulations. Is it done? No. Then I don't care that you received a request. But I've always told my people, I have literally told my people, I don't care what the request is. When you complete it, email that person, request completed. Because they need to know that it was handled. And by the way, when I say request completed, I don't mean you received it, you in the middle of doing it and everything, and then you just said request completed while you're still doing it. That's a lie. Because anything could come up, then you the one that looks stupid when the request is not made up, because they're going to come back to you and go, did you just say the request was completed? Yeah, it wasn't. So what happened? No. When you complete the request is completed, send that. But make sure that you always do it. All this other stuff that they miss me, y'all. Y'all just try to make yourselves look better, and it doesn't. Because I'm the analytical one that looks at it and go, okay, you got the request. So is it done? No. We're working on it. What do that mean? Are you? I don't know what that means. You're working on it. What does that mean? Oh, we're almost done. What do that mean? I don't know what that means. It's a beginning for me. It's a beginning and an end. You get the request, work the request, finish the request. It's done. I don't need anything in the middle. And that's how I train. Just get the job done. Just finish it and get the job done. Everything else is just word salad to me.
Yeah. Never been in management position, so I just let y'all talk about it. I'm like, okay, that sounds good.
Well,
I mean, a lot of people don't like responsibility. They're afraid of it. But those are the people who typically don't thrive under my leadership.
They don't thrive under anybody's leadership.
They be.
Well, I'm gonna push back a little bit on that, because there are some people who find their spot in something that would never satisfy me. And you still have to respect them. Like when I worked at the Target, and I had to run the customer service crew. So that was cashiers, guest services, and the food people, right?
God, dude, how many jobs have you had?
I was gonna say, boy, how many jobs have you had?
Well, before I got promoted to the grocery manager at Target, that's what I did. But I mean, I've changed jobs every time.
It's still at Targets.
Oh, it's still the same company. You were just
I worked in multiple buildings. Yeah,
I was gonna say, boy,
dude, you had me at Target.
I was like,
you had me at a grocery store.
I'm like, I thought
when I was a grocery manager, that was still Target.
I was like, well, it can't be Walmart because he hates Walmart, so he's not gonna work for Walmart. So at least Kroger.
No, I thought at Tracy. I thought at a certain point, Theus just walks into a place and they just look at him and go higher. Like he ain't got the experience.
Oh, I wish, man. But my learning experience came when, and I truly believe this, but it was a delivery matters. And I was talking to my cashiers, and I told them, I was like, look, this is the entry point for most people who come to work here. This what you do is critically important. You protect what goes out of that door. But if whatever position I hire you for, that's not the position I want to keep you in. And if you're still doing the same job I hired you for a year from now, something is wrong.
Exactly.
Now, I was told that was because later people went and complained. I was told that was not the best way to deliver that message. And I understand that now. I would deliver it different. Because what my intention is just to say, you're all more capable than this role. And this role will only pay you so much and let you do so much. So in order for me to get you some more money and get you some more skills, I need you to move on so I can bring somebody else in to take your spot. Right? But some people just really like whatever position they're in. And I'm like, okay, fine. But if that's what you are, then you, more so than the others, have to bring your A game every day. Because you're telling me that you're specializing in this thing right here.
Yeah.
You don't get to come in here and say, well, he's not doing it either. No. See, he is going to move on. You
decide to say, yeah.
So,
yeah. I got one little pushback on that little statement that you made. Well, he's not doing it either. Yeah, that's why he's going to still be here. That's why he's
not in my world.
That's why it is what it is.
Because in my world, I believe in, and I'm sorry, but I believe in right fit. And corporate America does not believe in right fit. Corporate America says, I hired you for this job. You got to do great at this job before I'll let you go do anything else. Yeah. You got to do great at this job. That's not my philosophy. I hired you for this job. Can you perform adequate in this job? While I'm watching you perform adequate to the task, I'm learning you and seeing where you would be a better fit. Now, if our problem is your attitude, there's nothing I can do for you. But if it's a matter of there's a different role that you're better suited for, give me a solid B effort and I will get you over there. That's my philosophy anyway. Because too many people get in a role that they took it because they needed a job.
Yep. They just want to eat.
Now they're doing the job, but they hate it every day. And they really would do a wonderful job for you in marketing or accounting. But they didn't know how to get there when they came to you. I'm going to help you get there. Or I'm going to help you go find another job. And I mean literally help you find another job. I'm not going to be like, well, you can find another job. No, what do you want? I'll help you get there. Right? That's my philosophy, which has not always fit with, my higher ups. But
of course, because higher ups has this arrogance of whatever position I'm in, you need to thrive or get out.
Right, which is to me completely counterproductive. Completely counterproductive. That's how you end up with people on your team that could do a better job somewhere else, but they hate where they are and they don't know how to get out. So they become a cancer to your team. And those people are hard to manage.
Hate to do it, but
I hate to do it. Me and Tracy been like, anytime.
Yeah, we're like, anytime you want to hit this, we cool. We fine.
I got to get up for tomorrow's show, which I've already explained to a lot of people is okay. I got to get up and do the show before Tracy dies. But I appreciate tonight, but I've already explained to y'all what tomorrow's show is going to be about. So I got to get up tomorrow and start working on it. Bring your hearts and, like they say in church, bring your hearts and minds. I don't think there's going to be a whole bunch of hee-hee and ha-ha tomorrow because I can't think of anything that's going to be funny about anything that's going to be said tomorrow. All I'll try to put some levity to it, but honestly, it is what it is. But it has to be something. And I'm sleepy as crap. I want to go to bed.
Well, I'm saying that, thank y'all for everybody. Thank you, everybody, for everything. Goodness gracious, I guess I'm tired too. Tomorrow, 1:00.
I'll be a little late, but I'll be there.
I'm gonna be a little late, but I definitely will be on this.
Doing business with black folk. I was just playing.
No, because I'll be at church. Because we could go all day. So I'm like, I'm gonna be just soon as I get out, I'm on yours.
No problem. We don't ever start on time.
I ain't got no excuse other than I'm gonna be asleep. So I ain't got no excuse of it. I don't, and unfortunately, that's a lie. Because somebody got me on a roll of making sure that I wake up in the AM. I'm not going to say any freaking names of who did it.
It's not me.
I'll be up by 7. Even at the time that we're wrapping now, I'll be up at 7. By 8, I'll be working on my own classwork. And then get the show ready. And then prepare for my first interview tomorrow. My whole day is packed out tomorrow. Madison Mint.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. You sure I'll stay on for another hour in me. Susan, I don't have another hour in me. I love you, but I ain't got another hour in me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. Theas, tell us where they can find you.
ComplexSimpleMan.com.
Tracy?
TracyMediaLLC.com.
And you can find us every Saturday and Sunday. Saturday Night Vibes and Radical Truth to Power. Respectfully. Tomorrow's show, we're going there. Fair warning. But like I said, it has to be done, and we're going to do it. Please like, share, subscribe, but at the very least, please hit that notification bell, because like I said, I will be getting up in the morning. Somebody had to get me up in the morning. And as I start working on the show, slowly it will tell me if I need to move the show from 9 to 8. So even if we go into a 3-hour show, it's going to be 3 hours of packed information. And that's the reason why I moved it. So please hit that notification bell to let you know exactly what I decided to move. I don't know yet. So our hearts are light and our minds are clear.
And
that's tomorrow. So just like I said, fair warning. Tomorrow we're going into every subject that we didn't do last week. And Susan, you wasn't here, so I will give you the courtesy of letting you know that we will be going into the we will slightly work on the Russia-Ukraine situation, which is very slightly because, like I said, it's a moving target. Anything can change. But we will be going into the George Floyd and 3 other cops that was found guilty on all charges. We will be going into Porter, who pretty much just basically she got extended probation. We will be going into the Ahmaud Arbery murderers who was found guilty on all charges of federal cases and what that effect will be. We're going into a slew of things. So, fair warning. And that's my last fair warning. So, anybody got anything else to say? Nope. All righty. Well, until next time, we will see you when we see you. We will see you when we see you. Peace.